started early for you.
I'm hoping. I also am drinking a Monster, so.
Uh-oh. She's cranking on the Monster juice.
Well, so last night I did this really weird thing where I went to bed at 10, and it was really, really confusing. And then I woke up at midnight, and then I was up for 2 more hours.
Yep,
and then
I've done that.
woke up at 4:30 like I was supposed to. And it would have been much nicer if I just slept from midnight to 4:30. Like I'm
It would be
supposed to.
nice, but it's not going to happen.
That's not what happened last night.
Alrighty, so it looks like everybody is ready. We have Ados has actually got his picture back up there so we can recognize him. The strange mechanical man that he is. Okay, we've got Nicole on stealth mode here. Though she knows how to type emotes now, which will be funny. So when last we left off, you guys made it into the horrible entryway of the Canyons of Silence because your ranger friend said the canyon sucks during the day, it sucks at dusk, it sucks at dawn, and it sucks at night. Especially when it's dark and there's vampires. It sucks even more then. So you guys came into here, this great little watering spot where Hapis just drew a pink line. I'm not sure exactly what that's all about. The biggest, most powerful stream ever into the watering hole.
Why are you all the way over there?
And you guys basically cleared this area up here to take refuge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, winky face.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's a horse. You can move that one. I was like, what is that?
Me too. I was trying to figure out what that was. It's like
I gave you horses and then they multiplied. As Happy
So many
says, don't
horses.
touch the horse.
Like, no touchy. No touchy.
Or touchy, yay.
Oh, the touches.
Keep touching the horses, and I'll kill one.
No!
Like donkey. Did you say not again?
Not again. Also, Megan, I put in the Facebook chat.
Yes.
Well, that is the general place where basically that website is a rabbit hole of all the avatars, the customizable avatars.
Ooh.
I'm already building one.
Okay.
I like the little witch one I've used.
I'm like, so //pickroo.me/image_maker/94097 character.
That is a specific one, but basically from there it will lead you to 30,000 other ones.
So for those of us that artistically fail, we can make a avatar by just clicking choices.
And maybe I can make this one to look like me.
There you go.
Because you did an excellent job of making yours look like you.
Thank you.
So you guys...
Go ahead.
I
was just going to talk about avatar-y things.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about it.
Nah, it's okay. I was just going to say, you guys have seen me in real life. Do I smile a lot, or can I make get away with a frowny face?
You totally smile a lot.
God damn it.
Or is it just because I'm there?
It's just because you're there.
Aw, thanks for giving me that one.
Of course. Don't you know I hate
we love you.
That and D&D makes up for a shitty day at work.
Yes, it does.
So when you guys made this little safe nook up here where you could hang out and get, I believe you were wanting like a long rest, weren't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what time is it you guys are going to wait to get the horses back on the wagon and take off through the canyon?
Sunlight?
You're going to wait for day, for night? Your ranger was nice enough to tell you that both suck equally as bad.
Yeah.
But one sucks and is dark. I have night vision, so.
Same.
I mean, there is night vision amongst you guys.
Do we all have night vision? Now that Kip's dead?
Who knew that's what she waited for?
But really, do we all have night vision?
I mean, I do.
I do.
I feel like, is this the game I do or I don't? I need to double check which game this is.
It might be written down on a piece of digital paper called a character sheet.
pulling open my digital paper.
Does Happus have night vision?
I think it's going to
Why
be
is it
funny
Dang.
that the last person to answer the question will be the one whose answer is opposite of everyone else's. And you know why she can't find it, right?
Because it's not there.
It's because
No, I
she's like a
can't even open
halfling
my
in the
stupid
dark.
thing.
Well, in that
I mean,
case,
it's just... Oh,
We'll just-
I see what's going on.
you
Stick you
should
in the
enable
caravan.
dark mode.
I do have it in dark mode. How did you know?
You can dark mode your character sheet?
Yeah, they
If
just
you
added
hit
it.
dark mode, it does everything on Roll20 in dark mode.
Damn it.
I'm not a
I
big
still
fan
I
of
live my
that
life in dark mode.
because then when you highlight
Mm.
something, it's like ridiculous looking.
I don't see it on the character sheet. Do I have to... Let me close that. and
It's
go
in the upper left-hand corner of the main Roll20 page.
Yeah, it'll be underneath the little
Or mid
move
left. Yeah.
clicker and the
It is
dices.
loading.
back. I think because I opened my character sheet first, it wasn't in it. Ooh, I love it.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Loving the new load screen. I'd love it even more if it would stop loading
Oh, that
and
little
just give
cute
me
little
my character
D20.
screen. I love the D20. I love what it's doing.
And Happus definitely says dark vision.
Let's see.
Which, by the way, if you play on Roll20 and you want to play on the go, the Roll20 app available on the Android and iTunes store lets you pull up your character sheet on the go with all your stats, and you can roll dice on it, which is kind of handy.
So, like, say if I were working.
You could totally bring that up. You wouldn't really be able to chat much, but you could have full access to your character sheet now in the app rather than bringing up Roll20 on your phone as a web page. Kind of nice. Kind of
That's
cool.
not kind of nifty.
Only
Oh,
works in D20 though, and only works in D&D. It was the first complaint I made to them. It's like, it doesn't work for Fate or Star Wars. And they're like, oh, sorry, the prototype's just D&D. Because they were totally like, you play Roll20. Would you like to beta test this? I'm like, yes, but it doesn't work for half my games.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm logging out of Roll20 and coming back. I'm sorry.
Okay, is it just being stupid opening things?
I need an incognito headset at work because at 8:30 the other shift comes in, so I get to hide in the building until I leave.
Nice.
In case my shift changes, which it won't until September. But
What do you want, Jezebel? Why are you crying?
Because her cat is gone. That's why.
Boba lives with Sinan now. Although last night Sinan was playing a video of a cat getting groomed, and the cat made very angry noises, and apparently Bobo took offense to that, and then he bit Sinan so hard he pierced the bottom of his foot.
oh my god.
That's what he gets for starting shit.
Jesus. Now I was like concerned and I'm like, oh my god, do I need to take you? Do I need to drive over there and take you to the emergency room? So that was like my first thing, and my second thing was like, do you want me to take my cat back? And he's like, no. He's like, it's fine. I felt so bad.
Did we get a heads up on what creatures other than gargoyles there are? Just because I know I have to prep spells.
Your ranger didn't clue you in that there's the occasional, what they refer to out here as wild vampires, which are basically weaker, lesser, more ferally vampires.
And those giant eagles that eat your guts, right?
Yep, the giant eagles that eat your guts and drop you on rocks. Also, the bloodhawks, nasty red hawks that basically crave your innards and your blood. But they do look pretty, bright magenta red hawks. I'm just saying they look pretty.
Those hawks are going to be so mad if they swoop down on me.
And no one built Lorenzo a catapult.
And no one was willing to build the catapult, correct?
It fell apart.
Oh.
It was a cantapult, It was built, it looked nice, it was really just a table display,
We can paint the top of your head, Rick, as a little child. So when they go for it, they just run into you.
Not a bad idea.
Like how you paint the rocks like strawberries so they leave your berries alone.
We just like paint a small child on your back.
It's a decoy.
And they just twink right in the back of it.
Don't
No,
mind
the slash
decoy.
goes before the me.
I saw that, but it doesn't change anything else I said.
It just means that your group gives the poor cleric stuck in the dark a hard time.
I didn't spell dark vision right, since I gave you guys a space that was unneeded.
All right. So we waiting the morning?
If I remember correctly, we stopped to rest because we were going to get fatigued if we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we probably need to sleep 8 hours from wherever.
So I think we just want
is
to
now.
sleep for as long as we need to sleep and then go.
Yeah.
So
'Cause we're
I was
screwed
kind of
every way.
figuring you guys would either go to like just as dusk is hitting and you're taking the cover of darkness, or just as the dawn pierces the horizon and you go to get as much daylight as possible. Pretty much one or the other.
Well,
Right.
do we think the vampires or the birds are worse? Like vampires are probably gonna get the horses. The birds, we have a chance to fight them off.
And
I think the vampires are worse.
the giant rocks and the bloodhawks are daytime, whereas the vampires and other things would be more nocturnal.
That a nature roll?
I'm voting
What
for
kind
birds.
of roll is that? Which is worse? What kind of roll is that, Jim?
Yeah.
So what are you looking to know? Like survival?
Which is worse?
Insight?
What is worse?
That would
What
be a
do I roll to find out?
survival.
Okay, survival.
We both got it. Let's go. Oh,
There we go.
I just.
I rolled an 18.
As Twigsy's like everything she says is sus. So pretty much they're both gonna suck. I mean at night
know. Which one
nocturnal
is-
predators.
Which one is worse?
During the daytime, the flying birds have clear line of sight for miles, so they'll see you coming, and gladly one of you guys or one of your horses is totally a tasty snack for one of the giant birds, or a flock of bloodhawks. A flock of bloodhawks would be really bad. Or a giant rock circling around miles above your head, and all you see is one hint of a shadow before all of a sudden a horse goes and disappears.
So we want night?
I mean,
You're
at
going
night,
I'm
at
blind.
night, the wild vampires will be crawling over the rocks in some creepy fashion, smelling your blood for miles.
I kind of feel like the daytime's slightly better. Just a little bit.
The reason I'm saying daytime is because if one of us dies to a bird, we're dead. If one of us dies to a vampire, we may be like a vampire. So
That's valid too. I'm here for it.
As
Is
the
it-
mechanical man glues on some fangs, I am a vampire now. Blah, blah, blah.
We're gonna chalk on some things for him on his front of his face.
Can they be wooden things?
Bite him in the heart. So
This
the
is awkward.
ranger is 100% sure it sucks either or. That's why you want to get through this place as quickly as possible. You'd hate to have somebody roll poorly on a land vehicle and bust a tire. I mean, I do recall there was a spare tire in the back of the wagon.
Yeah. We played Oregon Trail. We know what we're doing.
Oh, Jesus.
But didn't boil the water first. You know what's coming next.
Diphtheria.
Dysentery.
Yeah, let's just go as soon as we wake up then and not even stay here.
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so you're heading off at the beginning of the day or beginning of the night?
When did we
Beginning of the
arrive?
day.
You arrived midday as the sun was starting to set.
Oh.
So you could totally say you spent the day relaxing and preparing yourselves and getting used to the altitude and acclimating and head off at night. Or you can follow the call of the cowbell and head off during the dawn.
That was my Starbucks.
Totally sounded like a cowbell.
Dinner's here, birds. Dinner's here.
And Happus is hand signing to you guys that I don't wear a bell.
Yet.
Ooh. Because Happus has those big cow horns.
All right, let's do like right before sunrise, so we can get out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Or are we?
Okay, so
yeah,
you
I
guys
think right
Okay.
before sunset or right sunrise.
load
at
up the
sunrise.
wagon. You know, you refill your water provisions and that good stuff, and you get in the wagon. And who's driving the wagon? Adolf?
Apis or Azus?
Yeah, I can drive it, or if somebody else wants to, they can.
So do we only have two wagons? Do we have two wagons, or is one just hanging out for giggles?
One is
We
just
have-
hanging out for giggles.
Okay.
That's our when we transfer to travel mode.
When you take off the horses.
Happus is
Okay.
on his own horse, and I think the rest of us were in the wagon.
So you have 3
Okay.
horses total. You have 1 horse to lose. As Happus says, yes.
And I was asleep in the wagon last time,
Hmm
so I know nothing of
We
the
were
last 3 hours, but I know lots of other things.
As there's the cutest little werewolf attacking our little cleric in her dream.
Happus is our paladin? Question mark.
Yes. With a long,
Yeah.
drawn out question mark.
We met him, and the innkeeper wanted to bone him, and he was like, "Not today, human." And
Wait, who wanted to
Here
bone
we
her?
are.
What happened?
the innkeeper at the little guard shack.
Well, remember, it was
so
the
we saved
The lady
saved
of
it
the
was the
manor.
lady of the manor that wanted to bone him, not the innkeeper. Or maybe
Oh.
he did too.
Ooh. I missed. Okay, I'm here for
You
it.
missed a lot.
As Happus flexes. Okay, so you guys are heading off just before dawn.
Yes.
Okay, dramatic travel music happening. Dun, dun,
I
dun,
feel like
dun,
that
dun,
would give
dun,
us
dun,
some
dun,
travel
dun,
time
dun.
between day and night where maybe nothing's outside.
Don't be too
The
optimistic.
changing of the guard.
The dawn.
Yes.
There's
As-
2 Happuses now.
It's a tale of 2 Happus. Or would it be Happusi?
Prophesy.
In my Pathfinder game, for a little bit, we were playing. There was a couple sessions where there was 3 duplicates of my bard character, and even I didn't know which one was the real one.
That
Will
sounds
the
like
real
fun.
bard please stand up? There's Happus's horse.
Looks like Happus is carrying the horse, not the horse carrying Happus.
That's why Happus flexes like that.
He's got one of those dog like little baby carriers that sticks the horse in.
Oh no! How do I erase that?
What did
That's
you
not what it-
do?
Wait. There. Never mind. Ignore me. I didn't do it. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out how to move my screen. There we go. Never mind.
If you have the little drawy button on,
I didn't mean to.
but listen, if you right click your mouse and move it, you can move the map while not having to click on the little hand.
Okay. I was like trying to move things and then accidentally drew instead. I was like, oh no, I messed up.
Just pretend it's Thursday and turn it into a giant dick.
And then you go, Talia, why are you drawing on the map like this? As you frame her for art she did not commit.
I'd have to be able to figure out the same color, make it the same color as her. That doesn't
Well,
Too
look
late,
like
I changed colors.
Well, she's neon green. See?
Not anymore.
No,
Wait.
it still has it on your at your name.
Not
where it
anymore.
says- oh.
Now you're
oh.
purple.
Yep. Ooh, I'm a pretty blue today.
We can see what color you change it to, Talia.
I'm just gonna keep constantly changing it.
We're all gonna go red, and then no one will know.
The smiley face will be me.
Aw.
Let's see.
So, who is going to be piloting the vehicle? Give me a land vehicle piloting roll. And remember, if you're proficient in it, you get plus what your proficiency bonus is, which I believe is +2 right now.
I'm proficient in it, so unless somebody really wants to, I'll do
Not
it.
me.
So you can
Go for
roll
it.
basically a dex or a strength save or a wisdom or an intel save. You tell us. Oh, or you just hit that and do it that way. Okay, so he's riding this wagon like a champ, and the smiley face just picked up on the map there. As you are coming to a nice split in the road, and which way are you going to head, the left or the right?
I look at the ranger, left or right.
What do I roll, Jim, so I know which way, left or right? Or did
You
I have
can-
a previous roll that I know which way to go?
I will let you roll survival with advantage since you're a ranger, and you won't get lost.
I see a spelling error.
So you remember that if he goes and you gotta like in your brain reverse the directions because you came the opposite direction. That if you guys go to the right, there's a really nice place to take a rest. If you go to
Okay.
the left, it bypasses the little rest area and continues on your way.
Let's continue on our way.
Okay.
No rest for the wicked.
Well, we just started.
Okay, so you guys, you're driving the wagon for a while. There's some creepy little yellow face with googly eyes up there and a little heart, a blue heart. And as you guys continue on your way, is anyone doing anything special besides our wagon master riding the wagon?
Keeping an eye out.
Our
Yeah.
paladin riding his horse next to you looking majestic as shit? Because that's what Happus does.
Should we do like perception rolls for stuff?
If you're on lookout, yeah, perception would be a thing. And yes, Happus is majestic as fuck. I promise I'd read whatever she types. So apparently Twigsy and our ranger are on the lookout.
We see everything.
I think Talia is trying to convince us of something, actually.
Convince us of what?
I don't know. She rolled persuasion.
As Happus doesn't see anything other than his flexing chest muscles under his armor. I
He's
like the way it
blinded by
makes
his oiled chest.
I like it the way it makes my chainmail glisten when he's totally doing the rock thing.
But Twigsy is very perceptive of.
Yeah.
So
Animal
Twigsy,
nature.
when you look up, you see, the usual bits of like morning birds doing their thing. And in the distance, you see what could be the most majestic condor you've ever seen.
What color is it?
Until you squint your eyes and you feel relaxed that it's not blood red, but beautiful golden brown. And then all of a sudden you see it like snatch another thing out of the sky and you realize that it's a condor
dragon?
of unusually large size.
Oh God.
Now, it doesn't seem to have noticed you guys yet. It's just doing its lazy circles looking for quick things to snatch out of the air. But you do clearly see it out there, and eventually it's gonna, if it continues its big banky circles, you'll fly right under it at some point.
Cool. I'm gonna tell Talia, and then I'm gonna say, "What do I know about condors, Jim?"
That you know that this is one of the high mountain rocks, which are mythical large birds of unusual size that most people don't believe exist out here because they require a very, very special ecosystem to survive. They don't go to the lowlands for nothing.
Is it like a rock?
It is
Ooh, yeah.
exactly like a rock. The ROC rock.
Should we hide?
Happus
Is
is
there
no
anything
careful, like,
As
Do we
Happus, who sees nothing, says, maybe we should hide. And yes, there are plenty of rock ledges to hide under. But if you guys are booking it in your wagon, You have a feeling with your keen perceptive eyes that booking it at full speed in a wagon through these canyons will totally get its attention in no time.
I have an idea, guys. Do we have any like dark? Like we all are wearing dark clothing, right? We should like cover the back of the wagon with some cloth and kind of disguise us a little bit.
Make us look like part of the scenery.
Yeah, and
Can
just
we-
kind of
can
keep
we
it
do
the
that?
pace we're going.
Does anyone have like disguise?
I think.
Would that be survival?
You could either do survival or disguise, one or the other.
I
Does
can help
somebody
with
have-
survival. Yeah,
I have survival.
I got a 3.
I
I'll
got-
assist.
As wow, we're gonna go with the first one that rolled since you guys aren't communicating and you're just
I said I
clicking
would assist.
dice.
We
Okay,
did
so
say.
okay. Well, if you're assisting, you don't need to click.
Oh,
Oh.
we don't?
If you're
I didn't
aiding
know that.
another, you just
I'm
give
used
them
to-
advantage.
That's
It's
an
just a
old rule.
Pathfinder
That's
where you
a
have
new
to
rule
roll.
we're learning, Jim.
Okay.
Yeah,
But yes,
Pathfinder, you have to roll.
if you aid another, it just gives them advantage on the roll. And Happus wants to put something over the horses to hide their shape.
That's a good idea too.
Do we have blankets and tents and things, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say you have enough material. You think.
Let me see.
I mean, y'all can hide, and then I don't look like food, so it'll just.
You're kind of man shape.
Yeah, but it's
And
gonna
you're
swoop down and like.
shiny.
You're
I'm
shiny.
wood.
Birds like shiny.
That's true.
And you're big enough that it can run off with you.
Yeah.
We
So,
could
yeah.
we could mudge you up.
But he's still man shaped. That's the problem.
But if we disguise
Ooh,
everything we're
bedroll.
at,
He can
You know,
go
I have-
underneath the court.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of weird stuff.
I mean, but if we're gonna hide, then we should just hide and not do all this other stuff because all this
No,
other
we're
stuff
gonna
could go wrong.
disguise so we can keep going at a steady pace.
All right.
We can oil you up and put dirt on you and make you look like a rock.
Sure.
You just curl up into a ball and you're a boulder.
And if you let them do this, immediately, your cleric's going to go to the others and say, "Pay up. He let me oil him down." Okay, so you guys take some time and whip up these disguises for your vehicle, and you kind of cover the horses with the bedrolls to give them some disguise. Okay, so you guys continue on at a very quick speed, right?
No.
So you're going
We're
at
at
a
a
very slow
steady-
speed.
We're at a steady, reasonable pace. We're not going too slow, but we're not going so fast that we are loudly announcing our presence in the Valley of Echoes, Jim.
Okay, just checking. And Happus is making sure once you point out the bird of unusually large size to try to stay under rock ledges too, because Happus is paranoid. I like that.
Smart.
So as you guys attempt to avoid the rock's gaze, it seems that your disguises have worked, and the rock kind of swoops over you guys at one point when the sun is at the right angle, so the shadow casts over you guys, and the horses kind of whinny out of instinct when a giant shadow passes over, but the rock proceeds to just keep on going without stopping.
That's good.
As Gridnack is shared during the show, that our dear mechanical man now looks like Gridnack, the rock monster. Okay.
Good. So let's
So-
just keep going.
So are you going to
Let's
push the
go.
horses hard, or are you guys going to give them lots of rest?
How many days is this journey?
You guys know it's like a 2-week journey through these mountains.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna suggest against pushing them hard.
Right. So this path that we're in right now, how long is this tunnel of doom?
It's probably going to be a few days.
We're gonna be okay.
Don't
a few
worry,
days
it's
of
totally going to
tunnel
be a
of doom.
montage, not Lord of the Rings. As
Okay.
Happus is
I
not
think we're
happy
gonna
with
be
that.
reasonable. Yeah, we're gonna be reasonable in all of our movements. We are trying to make it out of here alive. We are trying to go under the radar. We're not going to fight a bird tonight, Jim, if we can all help it.
Yay, the bird flies off with you. You kill the bird, you both fall to your death. Okay, so you guys see the
Think
bird
it's
fly
funny.
off. It finds some food in the background as you guys are continuing your trek. As basically you guys make it through the first day with no problems. As the second day, are you going to rest at night or kind of like slowly rest the horses and kind of power through the night?
We should rest the horses. And if
Because you can take lots of breaks and then power through the night if you want. You just don't want
Do we
to
want
power
anywhere-
through and then power through the night because that could be bad for the horses.
Is there
Well,
anywhere
and
to
I-
like fortify?
that's I don't want to be I don't like the idea of being a standing target, but I don't want us to die by vampires at night.
Yeah.
Are there like any cul-de-sacs we can like have a secure wall that's not a cave with something in it to our backs?
Ooh, I don't know. This kind of looks like exactly what you're talking about.
Is that what you're
Can
looking
we
at?
sleep here? Can we sleep here?
Or
Right here?
If
Yeah, or, like,
if
down
you'd
over
like to-
here?
I was gonna say where are you
We'll
saying
make
over
it-
here?
Aha!
Where are you? I don't.
Aha!
Oh, that's a big cul-de-sac than the one I was pointing out. Yeah.
I was pointing at this one.
No, that seems like a bad one. But thank
Okay.
you.
How about
Thank
the
you
little
for
murder
helping.
hole right here? There's a murder pocket.
I don't like that term at all.
What is this on the edge of the map over in this corner?
What is what? The little symbol of
t-
the person who made
That's
the
the
map?
logo. Yeah, that's the map maker's logo.
Fucking Kroll mind flare over here.
That is his cool Patreon link. Yes, you can go to his Patreon site and get cool maps like this.
Nice.
Just saying. Support artists on Patreon. So yes, there conveniently happens to be a cul-de-sac just like this little guy here, if you would like to make a camp there.
I feel like we still have a way out from here, right? If we need
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
So I think can we walk the horse what the horses walk around during like twilight or whatever, and then when it's time for us to sleep, we strap them up so we're ready to go.
So in case you have to go in a hurry,
Yeah. Does
you
that
can totally do that.
Yeah.
Can horses sleep while they're tied up like that?
Usually they do not because they have a bit in their mouth, so
Oh.
it's kind of like a warrior in full armor. They're not really going to be sleeping well.
Can
Yeah.
we like
Put 'em
have them,
against-
like
Put
Can
him
they
in
be,
the
like,
back
tied
and then
up?
have the wagon in front of us.
that works?
Guys, I gotta go AFK for a sec, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
As the ranger is scouting out the area looking for danger.
Ranger danger.
Ranger danger.
Sorry.
Is it possible to have like the horses connected to the wagon, but like not their mouthpieces in? Or is that not how
you
connecting
can,
horses
but
works?
if you're still strapping them to the wagon, it's not like they can really move and relax because they're strapped within, an inch or two of wiggle room, so it's not like they can relax.
How long does it
I'd-
take to like attach a horse to its wagon piece?
A long, annoying amount of time.
That's not an answer.
It takes about a minute to get them all lashed in and strapped down and all that good stuff. But
Uh,
they should be fine with the long sleep that they got last night. And if you give them a good rest period and then, strap them up overnight, they'll probably be ungrateful to you, but they should be fine.
If I shillelagh a staff, can someone bigger than me shoot it like an arrow?
Well, it's a shillelagh. It's not a weapon. It's not a ranged weapon.
No, but the staff is magical.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so then can they use the staff as an arrow since I'm a small creature and shoot it out of a bow?
Unfortunately, no. It would be one of those arrows that when you fire it from a crossbow kind of like lifts up and flings backwards over your shoulder, you hope. I've seen too many of those do that in real life.
I'm gonna also BRB.
Okay, shall we take a quick 5-minute drink break?
Sure.
Sure.
Because I think I've hydrated enough that alcohol could come into play.
All right.
Did I tell you, Rick? Are you still there? Rick.
I think he rickrolled you.
Let's see.
But I'll be right back getting a drink myself.
Hmm.
You know the best part about having a needy little puppy?
All the puppy love.
I mean, I can walk from my bedroom because I decided I needed ice cream to the kitchen, and the puppy can be snoring next to me, and then decide he needs to wake up and follow me just in case I need protection.
Well, what
Sorry
if
about
you
that, guys.
do?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm
Everybody
pretty
else
sure at
does.
this point, I would be protecting him, not the other way around at this point. Maybe when he's bigger. Oh, shitballs.
Did Bowser bromate for you, or do you keep him awake all winter?
He kind of sort of mermaids a little bit. So he wakes, basically he naps for like about a week, and then he wakes up, or I wake him up, and I feed him, and I water him. But he doesn't go months at a time because I kind of worry.
My guys only woke up once, and then they were asleep again, and they just woke up again. So I gave them a big bath and a salad, and I hope they stay up now.
Yeah. Actually, he's probably due for a checkup, for me to check up on him, because he doesn't really come out by himself.
What's the difference between bermating and hibernating?
Vermate is just the lizard version, the reptile version.
But it's
the same
thing. Just okay.
Same thing, just reptiles.
Same thing, just not hairy, scaly instead.
Yep.
I wonder why they use different terms.
Because reptiles, I guess.
I don't know why it wouldn't be the same.
Because I guess reptiles work a little bit differently, I guess.
Maybe.
Oopsies.
Yay, my French cleat shipped. So I got one of those, the mirror, like the triple fairy mirror. And it's like that 3-ring mirror that's 6 feet long. It's enormous. But you can't hang it by the wire, and I've been trying to get it hung on my wall, but you can't buy a French cleat that's long enough to put it between 2 studs, because studs are 16 inches apart, so you need like at least an 18-inch one, so I had a special order one. And it's like literally 2 pieces of wood. And I've been waiting like a month for them to make it, so I finally got notification that it shipped.
Yay.
I just realized this character creator is the exact one of the one that of my. I just looked at it right now. I just pulled the first random one from Picrew.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the exact one that I used to make my avatar.
Did you put that one in Messenger or in Skype?
It's in
It's
Messenger.
in the Facebook Messenger. It's the
I spent,
exact one. And I did not realize it.
You can see this. This doesn't look like me.
Where are you
putting it?
posting?
I'm trying to put it on the camera.
I can barely see
It's
it.
too fucking blurry.
That totally looks like you. Just your hair is better than its.
Yeah, I totally can't
Are you
see it.
saying the anime version of me has better hair than the bunned up, I didn't brush my hair today version of me?
No, I'm saying the real you has better hair than the anime.
Oh. You can't even see it. I like completely changed it and I have it up in a bun so you can't even look at it.
That's so cute.
But the little bangs have some color.
Mm.
Cute.
You're going for the librarian look.
Mm.
You
I'm
shake
going
your
for
head.
I worked 11 hours today.
So is everyone back?
I think so.
Okay, so who takes first watch?
I guess I will.
Okay. So thankfully you guys set a very effective setup as our little priestess takes second watch, it looks like. I think that was the gesture. Or it was anime P-side.
No, that was me chewing ice cream saying, yeah, I'll take second watch.
And you guys have a non-eventful night. It's great. You guys hear the horses whinny 1 or 2 times. Everybody's a little tense. You're a little too tense. You maybe need to go for massages later. As you guys, see the sunlight come up in the distance and nothing happened except for one little rock falling down a ledge and going clicker clack, clicker clack. Because y'all just paranoid and scared. And then Happus comes up and, high fives. Adios. Bam! Power high five.
Thank you.
So you guys head off again. Everything good. Horses, you double check the horses' straps. Adios is going to go ahead and give me a land vehicle roll because we just want to make sure you don't get a 1 and break a wheel or hurt a horse. Just saying.
That makes sense.
As he's driving this wagon like a champ. Happus riding along, masculine chest muscles glistening in the morning sun, the horns majestically wafting the hair.
Jesus
To be a paladin with that super high charisma. No wonder why the ladies of the manor get all worked up for him. The strong, silent type. Yes, Nicole, we're totally loving the fact that you can't talk. The funny thing being is you're usually pretty quiet, so. And everyone is back, by the way, right?
Yep.
Including Nicole? Okay. Yes, Nicole is back. As Happus has secondhand embarrassment. So you guys are doing your thing. Who's on lookout, or is somebody aiding somebody as two people are on lookout?
What are we using? Perception?
If you're using your eyes, yes. If you're
I
using
didn't know if
some
it was
other
like
sense,
perception or survival is what I'm asking.
it would definitely be perception.
Okay.
Unless you
Who's-
want to not be looking around, but be looking for animal signs. That could be a thing.
Is that survival?
That would be survival.
I would
I
like
will-
to be looking for animal signs.
I'll
May
do
I do that?
perception. Well,
Okay. Twigsy says it's completely safe.
And I am
Our
terrible.
ranger says there's no animals to worry about. And Happus doesn't believe any of you guys and is also doing a survival check because Happus is like, are you sure? As you guys are in the wagon looking down and the wagon totally goes right through some animal tracks of interest, that Happus kind of like tilts his head, causing his hair to waft amazingly. As Happus does realize that there are some animal tracks on the part of the cavern area.
What kind of animal tracks would those be?
Well, Happus, are you going to share with them what you see?
Please share with the group.
Yes, Twigsy's liking these big boulders here and thinking about how much fun they would be to get up and push over.
Ooh.
And I'm assuming, Happus, you want to share with the class? As Happus raises his hand up dramatically in the halt position as a leader of warriors, expecting y'all to see and recognize that immediately to stop. I'm taking it you guys stop?
Yes.
Mhm.
As Happus looks down and gestures and almost a very stoic pantomime face, just nods and says, the tracks appear to be that of the basilisk.
Uh-oh.
That'd be bad. That no good.
My records state that they are highly dangerous.
What do I know about basilisk? Is that a nature check?
That's totally a nature check.
Oh, how'd I do?
As
We all fail.
you saw well, everybody doesn't just get to drop this. I mean, normally it would be somebody would give advantage to another person, so that way you don't have 5 separate checks
Sorry.
to fail
Somebody
or
help
whatnot.
Happus.
I mean, if somebody wanted to assist Twigsy, you would
Everybody's
totally get the 9.
assisting Happus. Everybody's assisting Happus.
Well, you would
Because Happus is the one.
you would
found
assist
it.
the
He's
first
the new
person that
favorite.
rolled.
Everyone's kissing ass.
Okay, so if you're all assisting, Happus, go ahead and give me a nature check for reals with advantage. How about that?
Go Happus. Roll again.
As everyone is jumping out of the wagon to look at the prints, and you're all throwing gibberish out about different things you've heard about basilisks in the past, that they're adaptable predators, and some people say they've got 6 to 8 legs. It's ridiculous. So Happus, go ahead and roll nature one more time with advantage for reals, and that's how the dice get you. See, they get you. So thankfully, Happus, kind of like raises his hands up to like silent the crowd because you're all are joining in and contributing, and Happus just waits till you get silent, and Happus does the stoic warrior look, and lets you guys know that basilisks are pretty tough creatures. I mean, they have not the best perceptionness. They're not known for being very astute and perception-y, but they are known for having a fearful attack that basically can turn its prey to stone. And apparently they have a thing about they love to eat rocks. That's kind of one of their things. It's totally weird.
Do you have
But-
to look at it in its eyes, or is it?
Well, it's if it can see you and you can see it, there is a chance that you'll look into its eyes and can be petrified.
So a basilisk is like if you looked at a plant and it turned into a steak or something.
Wait, what?
What? Like Medusa.
Is it like Medusa?
Well,
if
no,
you
Yeah.
because
didn't-
they're trying to make their own food. They
But-
have their own. They can create their own food source.
but if you didn't look in its eyes, would you be okay?
Are you saying you would try to avoid looking at it completely?
No, but like if you look at its feet, would you be fine? Is what
Um,
I'm saying.
if you blindfolded yourself, you'd
That's
be
what
fine.
I was not saying at all.
But that's what
whatsoever.
Happus tells you, that if you blindfolded yourself or kept yourself behind cover, you would be fine. But at that point, the basilisk would be like a armored tank, and it would probably come after you one way or another.
So maybe let's not rest here.
They're known for having.
How long ago were the tracks made?
Within the last few hours.
Oh yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's leave. Let's go. Let's go. Let's blindfold the horses, and just lead them.
And just
Yeah.
leave them.
Lead, not leave. Lead.
Horse blinders are a thing.
Sorry, that is a terrible idea. I disagree with that strongly.
Okay.
SAD.
So one of you, I will let one of you make a stealth roll with disadvantage because you're in a cart and you're going quickly and yada yada yada. Give me a stealth roll for the group collectively.
Who's got the highest stealth? Who's Dexy? I got a 3.
Let me
That'll
take
be
a
the
look.
person telling everybody, shh.
Should somebody help?
It is not me. Let me just say that.
At this point, there wouldn't really be an assist, since, you know.
Yes, because it's group. Yes, that makes
And
sense.
it's a wagon. Wagons are not made
Yeah.
for stealthiness as they creak and squeak and your chair bounces up
here.
and down.
Would that be like
I could try.
a vehicle
I
check?
have a 5.
We're going to actually use stealth to see how quiet you guys are in the wagon.
I can try. I haven't been doing good on rolls lately. I can
I
try.
believe in you. You just need one good roll tonight. No!
There
With
we-
a
Aw.
7.
Aw.
Oh.
Well, good try.
It was a
But you
good
did
try.
get a nat 20.
Yeah. Rub it-
Would
really
it
rub
help
it
if
in.
I did like fog cloud or
How many fog clouds you going to make in this trip?
I have spells?
How
So I
many
think I'm-
spell slots have you already burned making fog cloud before the encounter happens?
We just rested. We're
Yeah.
back at full spell slots.
Well, this has been some time. This is like midday at this point. You've been traveling before you
Well,
came
no-
across the tracks.
Haven't made any to my knowledge because I've got Earthbind ready for the birds, which drops them out of the sky.
See how she's gladly planned this already? I love
I
that.
asked what creatures there were because I have to prepare my spells.
Oh,
Do we need that? Are we being extra cautious?
I mean, how cautious are you guys being?
Or should I wait for it for
We're
us to just,
You
like,
were
we're being medium cautious.
You were
Because if
warned
you're
it was-
casting a spell every 30 feet, you're going to burn through your spells pretty fast.
yeah, and I only got 3 level 2 spells.
We were warned it was pretty dangerous, so we probably should be
Just
pretty.
wait.
Yeah.
You should
Look,
probably
save your
totally spend them
spells.
all. Spend them all.
Save your spells until we're actually fighting Jim. Or whatever Jim throws our way, because we're not fighting Jim, we're fighting his bad guys.
Okay.
We're fighting Jim,
Kill
let's be
you.
honest.
Let me
Fight.
kill you.
Jerk!
One thing I would like on Roll20 is for you to load all of your spells and then just click what you prep for the day. And it
That-
loads that on your spell sheet.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Hey, Roll20, listen to that suggestion.
Yeah, Roll20. You can
We're
leave that as
talking through
feedback.
Skype. We turned off our Roll20 microphones.
Well, no, but doesn't Jim record this?
Uh-huh.
All right, we're live. Hi, people.
Yeah. Listen, Roll20.
Hi, Roll20. Give me free stuff, please. Give Jim free stuff,
At
please.
least sponsor shirts that you can wear on camera. Oh wait, we don't broadcast the camera.
Oh, this isn't the one that you broadcast the camera?
Nope, we just do audio on this one, and my screen of Roll20 so you can see what the action is.
That's
You
probably
actually
for
have
the
people
best.
on camera the entire game?
Not normally. Why, do you
No.
want me to? I mean, that's totally a
If you
thing.
do, we're just gonna show up like the Court of Owls the whole session. So
You know, that could be kind of cool for a game, wearing masks the whole time.
I'd be down
Or
for that.
wigs and stuff? Yes.
Yes.
I would totally be okay with being on camera for recording in a disguise.
We'll get
So-
you like the thickest mustache we can find.
So, do you actually cover the horse's eyes?
Well,
Does
I mean,
that
they're
aff-
being led, aren't they?
Yeah,
Well-
because they horses have blinders.
Yeah.
These guys don't, but you guys can totally put a blindfold on the horses. It's just that's like weird, but okay.
No, that's what blinders are for.
Yeah,
Okay.
You do
Happis
that
has
for
the
horses.
shield up, ready to hide behind.
I think Happis is telling us.
Happis does not like that the turn order box has been brought up.
Oh, Jesus.
So, with your mighty stealth roll, as the ranger's patting, the horse's haunch and waving to you guys to be quiet
Where are
and
we at on the map?
hoping that you're super, super quiet. As soon as you come around a corner, that was kind of handy for me, wasn't it? That was kind of worse for me, wasn't it? Around the corner here, there's this loud hiss. And the horses, of course, instinctively whinny from it because they're blind. So I will let our wagon master know that with the horses blindfolded in an unusual way that they're not used to, you are at disadvantage for your piloting, by the way. Just to let you know.
That does make sense, unfortunately.
It's not like these horses are trained
Yeah.
to do this.
I'll do my best.
But just want to let you know there, so that way you're in the know. Because knowing is half the battle.
And
And
do you want me to make it tiny?
Why is vehicle spelled wrong?
I probably spelled it wrong.
It's driving me crazy.
Sorry, I'll.
I had
he
to say
likes the
something. I'm sorry.
vehicles.
No,
It's
fine.
French.
And conveniently, he manages to keep the horses from freaking out and under control. But there is a large 8-legged lizard that's got bony spikes sticking out of its back.
The
Hint
fuck?
of glow on its eyes and its large, teethy mouth as this medium-sized reptile just like was chilling until you guys rode up on it. And it heard you guys clearly with its passive perception of 9. 9! Because our poor ranger was whispering too loud and it echoed and it woke up just at that
Shut
exact
up!
moment you walk up on it. And it is right here. It is aggressive. You gladly think it'll take a bite out of your horse. Just saying.
Do they
So-
still have the harpoons on?
The 5 javelins between 3 horses.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
just really big unicorns.
It has the javelins pointing straight up to protect from aerial assault.
Mm.
Are we rolling
Right.
initiative now?
Only if you'd like to participate in combat.
Yeah.
Who
horses
doesn't
will-
participate in combat?
The horses will opt out of participating in combat.
Fine horses, I guess.
Whatever, horses. I would like them
Apparently,
to wear
Happis wants to be
overweight.
in front, so Happis's horse is moving in front. But I notice how he's in front, but not in front
Dang
next
it!
to the lizard.
I thought I
Holy
clicked
fuck.
myself, but I guess I did not. Did I not click my token?
Oh,
You must click your token before you click initiative,
no.
Ah!
or
Did
it
it
does not
again.
count.
I did it
I
again.
totally hoped my Basilisk would get better than 3, but he got a 1.
right click
the
on
second click.
Happis and then click initiative on your character sheet.
No, left click, not right click. So can I actually, if I ask you, I did a speed test on my computer. If I tell you what the download and the upload speeds are, can you guys tell me if it's good or bad?
Sure.
Or what good numbers are supposed to be, I guess, maybe? What's easier, to tell me what good numbers are or to interpret the numbers in front of me?
I mean,
I can
I know-
totally send you the Cox link that will test your computer upload-download speed.
I went to speedtest.net, and I just don't know if this is good enough. Just can't tell
Okay,
what this
that's
says.
the one.
Yes.
And just to
I just-
clarify real quick, Happis says his horse is attached to the blindfolded horses. So that means you're connected and you can't move away from the horses? Are you sure? As Happus is typing, and we're all in suspense. I mean, you can totally have your
Oh my
horse
God, so
attached to their
salty.
horses. But, in case, horses lose their shit, that could be bad. And is Happus's horse blindfolded? And Happus, you can totally get off your horse on your turn. And it totally looks like everyone rolled initiative, so I should totally sort that shit.
Yeah, you should.
What's up with our ranger always getting top slot? My God.
Hacks.
Okay. So Happus's horse, by the way, is tied up to that horse right in front of it and is also blindfolded. As Happus is getting ready to jump off the horse. I like that. So as the lizard surprises you guys and your horses go, what the hell's going on out there? Blindfolded. Our wagon master keeps the horses under control and not freaking out, which is good. What is our ranger going to do as she is up first?
I'm gonna shoot it in the face.
You're not in the best spot to see this guy. It looks
Damn
like
it,
from
I'm
back
not.
there. There seems to be like a rock wall right there.
I suppose I should move. Where's the lizard? Wait, I can't see shit.
You might
Can
want
I?
to zoom in. The lizard is right where I'm pinging you. Do you see
Okay,
the
give me a
lizard?
second. Give me a second. I gotta move this screen around. Where's the frickin'
Bottom left corner. The ranger's lost on the map. That's funny.
Okay, I moved there. Can I see it now?
You can see it now, but there is 2 horses in your way.
Like
Ah.
I'm literally okay.
Okay, I mean you can shoot, but just know that the horse is adjacent to this guy and in the way. I mean, so that's totally a thing.
Can
you
I
do.
literally climb on the basically now? Are we moving or are we stopped?
At this point, the lizard scared the horses. The horses were rearing up, and your wagon master managed to stop them so they didn't like freak out and hurt themselves.
Okay, we stopped.
You can attempt to jump onto the horse's back. I mean, I'm totally cool with that.
No, that's dumb. Okay. Where's
That's
my
what
ruler?
dex saving throws are for. You got
no.
that.
No, we're not. Okay, I'm gonna move right here.
Okay.
Wait, is this a horse right here? Wait, where's the pingy
That's
thing?
a horse and a Happus right here. That's a
horse
horse
and a
and a
Happus?
Happus.
Okay, all right. All right. Da-da-da. My movement. Okay. I would
Now
like
remember,
to move.
jumping out of the wagon is going to cost you half your movement.
Okay, damn it. What is my movement?
Should be 30 since you're full size.
Okay. So half my movement would be 13. Okay. All right, give me a second. Or 15, sorry. Math! I'm bad at it. Where are my spells? Where are my spells? What are my spells? What are my spells?
As the basilisk just doing that crocodile growl. I mean, the survivalist in our ranger just says, cut one of the horses loose and let it eat it, and we just pass on by.
I mean, but
Feed it a
then-
small creature. We have 2 of them.
no!
No.
I met the squirrel.
Again,
No.
Wow.
So what does our ranger do?
Give me a second.
I was buying you time with my inner squirrel monologue.
The minimum beast can give you information about nearby locations. I'm also thinking about doing speak with animals. And trying to convince this thing to go away.
I will let you
You
know
still have to-
it is a monstrosity, not an animal.
Oh, okay, then never mind. All right, I'm going to. All
And
right,
it's dumb as a rock, is what
yeah.
you were told.
Okay.
Get
All
it?
right. Well,
Eats
I'm
rocks,
gonna.
dumb as a rock.
Okay, so let me figure this out here. Okay, so you said half my movement.
Uh huh.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move here and hold my action.
Okay.
do that?
So what is the action you're going to do if
I wanna
what
shoot it in the
trigger
face.
happens? So
If
you're,
it comes towards me, I'm going to shoot it in the face.
but only if it comes towards you are you going to shoot?
Yeah. Well, if it comes if it comes within range of where I can shoot it without harming my companions, or the horses?
Now, just to give you, so I'm not cheating you here, it can
Okay.
totally attack this horse right now
Okay.
from where it's standing.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to move, so it could eat the horse and not trigger your attack with that
Shit.
description.
If it attacks the horse, I'm going to shoot it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so if it moves
If it
towards your
attacks
friends
the
or
horse
attacks
or
the
my
horse.
friends, I will attack it.
Okay. Very vague, but very
If
specific.
it attacks
I like
me
it.
or my friends or my horses, I will shoot it in the face. So I'm holding that action. Now,
Okay.
as my bonus action, because I could do that, right?
Yep.
My bonus action, I would like to do. Let me open my character sheet because it decided to do that. I would like to do Hail of Thorns.
To which I say, are you sure?
Wait,
Read
no,
the
I am
description.
not. I just read it right now, so never mind. Never mind. Never
It's
mind.
the Ranger's hand grenade.
I'm not. I just realized, no, this is a bad spot for that. So never mind. I'm going to go back to what I was doing before. I will shoot it in the face if it attacks, as I
Okay.
said, holding my action.
So Atos, your ranger friend has dashed off the seat of the wagon and jumped onto the ground, pulled her bow back, ready to strike. Happis is getting ready to do something, and the beast looks like it'll take a chomp out of that horse at any second.
Yeah. And I can't stand in this square too, right?
With the horse?
Yeah.
No. You both are too large a creatures to share a square.
Yeah.
But you can push past. You can go through, but you can't stay.
Problem is if I go the only place I can go, I'm gonna hurt our ranger's shot, which I don't necessarily wish to do. Because I can't stand here either, right? This is a wall.
Nope. The ledge ends right where the horse is.
Yeah.
It's a sticky predicament, and Happis is looking for loose rocks above it.
I think then I'm going to blast it, and then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna yell, "Get away! Get away! Get away!"
And I think you actually have enough line of sight there to say yes, you could blast it.
All
Okay.
right.
Go
Let's
ahead and
do
take
this.
your shot.
Oops.
So first you're gonna hex it.
I should do that, right? Wait, I have another ability that's like Hex that I should be using.
Because hex is
it's
a bonus
been-
action.
Yeah, it's been so long since we played, I don't remember. But I have like some ability to designate this as like a evil. Wait, it's this. Here we go.
You choose one creature you can see within 30 feet, and the target is cursed for 1 minute. The curse ends early if the target dies. You die, or you are incapacitated. Until the curse ends, you gain the following benefits. You gain bonus to damage. Any attack roll against it is a critical on a 19 or 20. And if the cursed target dies, you regain hit points equal to your warlock plus your charisma modifier.
So I actually think that Hex is better than, right?
Hex is really just good that you do extra damage. Basically it's like a rogue's backstab. Basically, you get extra damage, and if it dies on a bonus action, you can bounce your curse to another target. I mean, it all depends on if you want to get a chance to crit more or
I'll do the Hexblade's curse because I like to crit more. And I'm going to
So that means
right.
you get bonus to damage rolls equal to your proficiency bonus. So don't forget that you're
Yes.
+2 to damage.
+2, and I'm going to Eldritch Blast it. Which I really wish I didn't bite my tongue yesterday because it's really hard to say Eldritch Blast with like a quarter of a tongue.
Especially if you bite the side of your tongue, yeah. Ooh.
It's not that good of a roll.
As your Eldritch Blast fires out of your tube and you see those bony spikes on it, and it just kind of like absorbs all of that as the rocky glisteniness glistens off of it.
Sorry, I suck.
Oh.
Not another animal friend's going to die on my watch.
So I do have to check something for Happis because it looks like he rolled initiative with his horse. But, oh, no, it's using Happus's initiative bonus. I just want to make sure. So the 17 slot that looks like a horse is actually Happus. Anything for your movement. Since you do have movement, you could totally get out of the wagon. Did we lose you? Did we
Hello?
lose me?
I can hear.
Uh,
Hello.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
so
I
for
don't
our
know if you guys
mechanical
noticed I
man,
disappeared.
we did not, but it all got silent. For our mechanical man, is he moving or staying in his seat?
No, he's staying there just because anywhere I move is gonna be worse. So
Okay. So Happus, you're up next. What is Happus going to do? To look for a loose rock that would be helpful, that would be a perception roll, by the way, which would be your action. And getting off your horse is only going to take half your movement.
I just realized something I could have done, which I'll too late now.
Next time.
The range on the basilisks petrify, from what you've heard in the rumors, it's about as far as a man can travel in a few seconds. See how I throw that out there? Man, in one turn can go 30 feet. That might be the distance. Just saying, but not saying. Making it vague. About as far as a tiefling can run in a single turn. Ooh.
Nice.
So as Happus on his horse swings his majestic hair that catches the wind, looking away from the beast, of course, and up at the ledge above it, you do notice there is a, since you rolled a natural 20, yes, there's exactly what you're looking for, which is a very dangerous boulder about a good 40 feet up there, that if someone were to sneeze, God bless you, or possibly shoot it with some kind of ranged weapon and do a decent amount of damage, you judge with your warrior ways. If they were to do 5 points of damage to the small rock keeping in position, it could possibly roll down and squish that guy.
Which rock is that?
There happens to be a low-hanging rock that Happus was looking for. Exactly what Happus was looking for. Basically right around here.
Okay.
So is Happus wanting to do anything for your bonus action or your movement? Ooh. Unfortunately, the perception check is your attack unless you have multiple attacks. Like if you're a fighter, you would have action surge that could let you do, a second attack. But using your keen, devilly eyes to spot that rock was your action.
How far away is the rock?
The rock is about 40 feet up. I will say yes, you can pluck one of the javelins off the horse. Because obviously Happus totally planned that the way that Okay, so Happus, do you share with the group the location of that rock that your keen eye saw, like the missing scale in Smog's belly?
The rock you saw with your special eyes.
Your special demon eyes. Okay, so Happus does share that 40 feet above the basilisk there's a rock that would probably do some damage. So Twigsy, what do you do in the back of the
Okay,
wagon?
guys. Do we want to shrink the basilisk or try to dust devil the boulder off the top of the rock?
I say Dust Devil because if it resists the shrink, then it's going to be pretty unhappy.
The shrink is a con save, though.
I feel like we try to squish it, and if it doesn't work, then we shrink it.
Okay, I'm going to try to dust devil it.
And animals usually have good con saves. Usually, I guess that's metagaming.
The mere fact that you said it was metagaming is metagaming. And Twigsy's all over the place with things here. What is this?
I picked a lot of Wild West. That was my theme today for my spells. Those Wild West spells. So it's a 60-foot range. So can I
Okay.
put it behind the rock?
So you're gonna put it up here behind the rock?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 40, 45, 50, 55. Yes, you are clearly within the 60 feet range.
Woohoo! Oh, I do kind of want to shrink it. We'll try to Looney Tunes it first, though.
Ooh, but are you
Before you
sure about that?
step on
Push
its head.
10 feet away. The rock is right over its head. Pushing it 10 feet away may be a bad thing. I'll give you
No,
a
it's
50
10 feet. There's
shot.
2 squares.
But it's going to
1,
push it
2.
10 feet in one direction.
Away from being underneath a rock that would smush it.
But if I put it behind it, it should push it into the basilisk, right?
She's shooting the rock, not the basilisk.
Yeah, if I stick it here, it should roll the rock over to the basilisk, right?
Well, the rock is right here.
Oh, I thought it was the one on
So
the
if
map.
you hit it, it'll go 5, 10, and possibly land right next to it. But I'll give you a 50-50 shot. If
It's gonna come down on a horse.
if
Yeah, I
you
don't
can
wanna
still
smash a
do
horse.
5 points of damage to knock the boulder loose.
Horse, though.
I mean, it's only if a natural 1 comes up will it land on the horse.
God.
I like Happus's.
Happus wants to squish it like a gecko.
How tall? Does it say how tall the dust devil is?
Let's see what your spell says. I'm like, I don't know. I've never actually used that spell.
It's like the Wild Wild West fireball.
It's a 5-foot cube. So it's roughly about, a little 5-foot dust
5 by
devil.
5.
So I'll give you a 50-50 chance that it just lands straight down, basically high if you roll a d20. And if a 1 comes up, it might just hit the horse.
Oh, fuck.
I like them odds. Them some Wild West style gambling rules.
Or I could try to shrink it. Oh, no. What do I do?
And remember, you still got to do on a d8 5 points of damage. As Happus goes. Wah, wah, wah. I totally need a drink before doing
Wait,
this.
okay, what is it? A medium creature?
It is a medium-sized lizard.
Just worried if I shrink it, its AC is gonna go up.
Haha! I'm now a stealth basilisk.
All right, let's do the 50-50 on the the Looney Tunes.
Okay, so you cast your spell. Roll me your
Oh,
d8
man.
for damage to see if you do 5 points to knock it loose. I mean, worst comes to worst. If you don't, you just keep the tornado up there to do it next
Doesn't
round.
it get like my wisdom modifier though?
Let's see.
Like,
On
isn't
a
that how
failed save,
spells
the
work?
creature takes 1d8 bludgeoning damage and is pushed 10 feet away. So no bonus, just a straight 1d8.
The rock
and-
doesn't do a save.
Well, that's why you're doing a 1d8. I'm not
Okay.
like gonna give it a save. Come on, it's a rock. Oh,
How do I roll? Why is it a -2?
It's not a -2, is it? Let's see what you rolled here. You rolled a 1d8, and it looks like you rolled a 2.
But my wisdom modifier is a 3.
But it doesn't count the wisdom modifier for the damage.
Oh my god, I killed a horse, guys. I'm so mad.
No, you rolled 2. You didn't roll
rolled
1.
a 2. That's your damage. So your dust devil starts up and it starts wisping around the rock from the angle you want to hit it, and the rock just doesn't fall over yet. It
Oh my
teeter-totters in the little breeze of the first startup of your dust devil. It needs to really get whipping good. Whip it real good. And remember, you can keep the dust devil up there until it does its job.
Okay.
As Happus says, lol. Okay, so anything for your movement or bonus action?
Do I get a bonus action?
Everybody gets a
I'm
bonus
gonna.
action.
Isn't Magic Stones a bonus action for me?
I think it is to cast it, but not to throw it. It may be.
Okay. I'll cast it on my little pouch and get my 3 stones ready.
Okay, look at her burning all these spells.
It's a cantrip,
I know, but it's scary when I say burning all these
which in
spells.
Pathfinder, Magic Stone's a level 1, and so is Shillelagh, and it's stupid and made me angry, and I didn't play Druid. I went,
Yeah, it's bad that Shillelagh is a level 1 spell.
Because Pathfinder likes to hobble people and make them have to burn slots.
that's okay. I went Knoll Hunter with my little hyena buddies.
You are a pack master.
I
So-
am.
So Esme, what are you gonna do?
So I know what spell I'm gonna use. I know what I'm gonna do. My question is, Brittany or Twigsy, do you want to have your twister thing be the only thing trying to hit the rock right now?
Well, I can move the twister down on top of it after we're done, so it's like Fireball, but a dustable.
Okay, so it's okay. Well, because I'm trying to decide if I'm aiming at the rock or if I'm aiming at the lizard. Has anyone actually aimed the lizard yet? I guess. is my question.
I tried to. I just missed really bad.
Okay.
In fact,
put
he
his-
narrated it as I hit it. It just absorbed into it.
Its armor
Okay.
liked his Eldritch Blast. It felt good. It's like basking in the sun. Bask.
Okay.
A
Well,
lisk.
that was such a bad
Ooh.
joke. I'm aiming for the basilisk.
The joke was as bad as your roll.
That's not
Eee.
nice.
As apparently Freya secretly has a liking for basilisks. You know. So you
Freya's
fire.
mad at me that I slept through an adventure.
So you fire off your guiding bolt, and it kind of just like clips this rock face that's in the way, and it pewters out as it hits like his scaly face, and just like warms his nose scales, and doesn't
Okay.
seem as effective as it should have been.
Because I missed. Cool. For my bonus action, I would like to make my spiritual weapon decide to come and play with us.
And where are you putting said spiritual weapon?
That spiritual weapon's gonna hang right here.
And what does it look like?
I don't remember, so I think I'm gonna make up something different this time around. Or maybe
Okay.
I'll make up the same exact thing as last time because I'm a goldfish. All right. My spiritual weapon is like a long ass sword like this compared to my tiny ass little person body. So like I hold it at my hip and it goes about 6 to 8 inches above my head. It's long and flat, and it's like sharp on the one end, and then like it's like flat on one side and then a curve on the other, and it is purple.
Okay, so you summon that very, very fancy purple sword that winks into reality with Freya's blessing because her guiding bolt was lame. And apparently Happus says you wield an egg salad sandwich. And I agree with Twigsy. You're in the desert. If you're eating egg salad, roll a fortitude save.
I would like to question, like, that's not a spiritual weapon I can move.
It is a spiritual weapon you can move.
That is not a spiritual weapon I can move.
If
She
you
can't
click
move
on
the
it.
blue drawing.
Yeah, you drew it. I can't move a blue drawing.
Yeah, you can.
One piece at a time.
I cannot move that. You can move it.
It's a blue lobster of the desert.
I don't.
I will make you a spirit weapon.
You
can-
had
but
a
can-
little. You had a token for me to use last time.
I did, but I haven't gone to that page and copied it yet. I was giving you
Oh.
time to continue your flavor text.
Okay. Is that why you asked me what it looked like?
Uh-huh. It's called stall tactic.
Does anyone remember like what I described it as before? Oh no, it was a keyblade. Damn it! Last time it was a keyblade. I guess today I'm in the mood for an eggplant.
An eggplant. It's
Oh,
just an
egg
eggplant.
salad, sorry.
No, it's an eggplant emoji now.
Whoa.
It's just an animated
Giant-
eggplant flying through the sky.
Giants in purple. Come on, guys. Of course it's an eggplant. Oh man.
Okay, so your spiritual weapon walks into existence.
And I am staying put.
Okay. Hey, it's the last slot. It's my turn.
We did not do a good job of dissuading you.
Speak for yourself. We did excellent.
And so, Happus, quick question. Were you doing anything to cover your face at this point? As Happus is typing slowly. So you basically have your shield up so you can't see it and it can't see you, right? Okay. Just know that you will be at disadvantage for attacking it. You can totally attack the rock because you can see it. Okay, just want to make sure.
This is my favorite sandwich. 2 slices of bread, mayonnaise, eggs, shield.
So, in
The
that
shield's the plastic on the
case,
cheese.
That's the noise I make while I'm eating the sandwich.
I'll have to make sure to have the riding horse up so I can give the info to poor Happus as the basilisk walks right under the spiritual weapon and is going to bite your horse.
I guess it's too late for my held action.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not too late. You get to totally take a attack with disadvantage because Happus is there. There is a big horse and a guy between you and the lizard. What's the worst that happens?
Oh my god.
What's the worst that happens? That you're going to save the horse who's only got an AC of 10 and 13 hit points. That's really loud.
Right, and I quit. Oh. I mean, I'm more concerned with Happus than I am the horse.
Okay, yeah, you better be concerned with the horse because that 19's going to hit the horse.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead and take your shot. I mean,
I
Kill it.
don't want to hit Happus.
Triple crit. Oh god.
Oh, god damn it.
I can heal the horse.
Okay.
the
Should
horse
I
has
go-
13 hit points, by the way.
It did.
Well, doesn't the poison track on the next turn though?
No, it's 11 piercing damage and 3 poison damage.
Oh, I can res him.
Yeah.
I got Revivify.
The worst part is Happus is on that dead horse. Come on, Ranger, take your shot.
God damn it.
I have Spare the Dying.
God damn it. I don't know if you did want to do Spare the
I mean,
Dying.
technically,
I
technically
mean,
he's down
is-
and not dead.
Is our Ranger waiting till the horse is dead so it's not disadvantage?
Yes.
Sorry, it doesn't work that way.
God damn it.
Is he dying or dead?
The horse is going to be dead, but we still need to wait for that Ranger's held action.
Ah, damn it.
She's looking for her trigger button to let go of that arrow. As it's apparently coming right up and biting into Happus's horse's guts with those jagged, nasty teeth and just disemboweling the horse in one shot. Oh, crap. So you have a mighty 11 on your shot, huh? As you bounce...
I mean, it's not a critical failure.
No, it's not a
so
fail.
That's good.
You bounce your arrow under the horse so it hits the ground and bounces up and hits the chin of the basilisk as you see it snap towards the horse's guts, and the arrow just shatters against his thick, stony scales.
Oh, well.
And then in the
I
next
tried.
second, you just see it shake its head as its little glistening teeth leave a little poison behind, and the guts of the horse just drop to the ground.
Ugh.
And that's nasty to see. Something like the horse just get disemboweled in one bite. And then there's this horrible second where the horse like stutters. And Happus kind of like gets ready to, Too bad the shield's blocking the whole view of this whole attack. And Happus kind of looks at the horse with a funny look. And then, Happus, give me a dex save as your horse is dying underneath you. And we don't want you to fail. So give me a solid 12 or better with dex so you don't get stuck under the horse.
No.
12 or better.
Natural
There you go.
fucking 20. So, Happus, where do you land as your horse falls to the ground dead? You can totally move yourself. And if you want to be on top of the horse's corpse, you can totally be on top of the horse's corpse.
On your horse's head or the basilisk?
You cannot land on the basilisk's head. He will not like you there.
That's a better reason to land on the basilisk's head.
I feel like with the nat 20, she should get like a flying kung fu kick.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Fucking.
I will give you with a 20, you flip and you can land behind the basilisk, Steven. How about that? The basilisk that you cannot see because the shield is blocking your view. So feel free to move yourself, and I'll totally make your horse part of the map now that it's part of the map.
Jeez.
And the basilisk, of course, does this horrible gurgly alligator sound and like bites a couple chunks and swallows immediately. So, Ranger.
I'm not looking at it.
I mean, you
damn
still have an ally adjacent to this bad boy, which is not a good thing.
Wasn't there a rock?
So you're not looking at it. Yeah, there was totally a rock up there that
I'm
Happus pointed
trying.
out. There's a little
I'ma
dust
shoot the
devil
rock.
blowing dirt above the basilisk.
Can I shoot the rock?
You can try to shoot the rock. Are you shooting the rock to try to make it fall down to where the basilisk was?
Oh, it was. Never
It
mind.
moved.
That's
Wait,
not gonna
where'd it go?
happen.
It was right here. It walked under the spiritual weapon to eat the horse.
Well, isn't that where it's going to land 50-50?
Yeah, 50-50, high 50. Or was
Well,
it
obviously,
low 50 here, high 50 here?
my weapon is not going to work on this thing.
Where are you going?
So, where's this thing again?
It's
hard to
right
tell,
here
'cause
under
there's
the
this dead-
spiritual weapon.
Okay, so
It's right next to the
Okay.
dead
Why
horse.
doesn't the spiritual weapon attack the boulder?
Because I had to pull it first. Oh, well, I could do that. I mean, I had to. Yeah, I should be able to do that. I was gonna stab the basilisk.
well,
with it.
while it's busy eating the horse, I am going to move.
Okay. Where do you want to move?
Well, out of the way.
And
for
this
one
is
thing.
an archway, by the way, so you can totally walk right under it.
Oh, I'm definitely. I can go 30.
Yep, as I drop my mouse into the darkness.
So I'm gonna go join the rest of my crew over here.
Are you sure? Because then you might not have a good line of sight to shoot.
Shit. Well, so far we've noticed that my weapon does shit. So shooting is not going to be good.
Well, Happus
Um,
did warn you guys it's got a stony exterior, so it could just be that, every weapon's going to have an issue with that.
Yeah, so me shooting it is not going to work right now. Wait, let me look. Well, give me a second. Let me think. God, why did my character sheet keep closing?
Because you click outside of it. I don't know.
I don't know. I go to look at my character sheet and it's gone. All right, come here. Come here.
Do you have it set to pop up as a separate window?
Yes.
Then that's probably why. Because if you click on the Roll20 map, it'll put that one behind the Roll20. And then
Okay.
you just have to hit Alt-Tab to pop it back up. That's because I prefer to do it that way myself.
I have
'cause
a
I'm
question.
Alt-Tab whore.
I have a question. Ensnaring strike, does it have to be a melee or can it be a ranged weapon as well?
What does the spell say?
It just says when you hit with a weapon attack. It doesn't specify what kind of weapon attack.
Then it could be either or.
Okay. All right. Okay. Magical vines till the spell ends.
And what's the radius on that?
A writhing mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact. Target must succeed. A large creature has advantage on the saving throw. If the target succeeds on the saving throw, the vines shrivel away. The vines restrained by the spell target takes a 1d6 piercing damage. It doesn't say.
It basically does it just so the target.
Okay.
So are you wanting to shoot it before you run away? Or, I mean, you're still going to be at disadvantage because there's crap in the way. And you have an ally adjacent. That's the one thing about not having the...
I'm not doing this yet, but I wanna cast it as my bonus action, so next time I do shoot something...
Okay, so it's basically locked and loaded.
Yeah, it's locked and loaded. So that's my bonus
perfect.
action, but I am backing off because I saw what it did to the horse and I saw what it did to my arrow, and I am not prepared right now.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds like we should run.
I mean, you did leave it food. Too bad the food is tied to your other horses.
Oh no.
If he's just a lead horse.
Wait. That was my bonus action.
Uh-huh.
So for my action, can I cut the rope that it's attached to our other horse?
I would say no, because you have your bow ready to go.
Shit. Okay. All right. Someone cut the rope!
As she
Are we
runs
going to
right past
revivify
it.
the horse?
Hold of that. Hold of
Do we want to revivify the horse at this point?
So, Aros, what are you going to do? You are the wagon master.
Yeah.
Master of wagons.
We need to cut the... But I don't have a cutting weapon.
Let me use my Eldritch Bolt.
I'll whip it into...
Whip it good.
You just need to do 2 points of damage to break it.
That's true. Pretty likely that I'll hit it.
I will give you disadvantage because your ally horse is adjacent to your targets.
Well, I mean, maybe whipping the horse will cause it to back up. That's not my goal, but if that happens, then yeah, I'm gonna try to break a rope with a whip.
Okay, so you get up, unfrill your whip, and crack it at the rope. And unfortunately, your blindfolded horse just hears this whip crack next to its face and is not happy, by the way. Not you managed to calm them before, but you just cracked a whip right next to its face.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it just drag the corpse with it?
Maybe.
Well, it's got to walk over the corpse. Do you really want to see a horse walk over a dead horse?
No.
That's bound to be a tripping hazard. And then wait till your wheels hit it. Dex save for everybody in the back of the wagon. Okay. Anything for your bonus action or movement?
No, I'm good.
Happus never forgets, never forgives. And Twigsy's worried about you. Okay, so Twigsy, you got your tornado going on up there.
Yeah. Which I can't. It's gonna hit before I dismiss it, right?
Yep, since it's still going, because the intent was to finish. Now,
Oh my
I'll let
God.
you
if
pick.
it smashes Happus, I'm gonna be.
I'll let you pick whether, Happus is low and magical weapon and Basilisk is high, or vice versa. I'll let you pick. But go ahead and roll me a 1d8. Oh, damn. You're just devil's serious at this point. Is it's just immediately squirming around that rock and all the little pebbles dissolve as all of a sudden Happus feels like a rock tap on his shoulder, and he kind of glances up, realizing the rock is falling.
We gotta get a reflex save.
So, are you wanting high or low?
I'll let Happus decide.
4d6 dice roll.
Happus,
Happus, you want to be high or you want to be low?
Everyone wants to be high.
Wow, Happus wants to rest in peace. Apparently, Happus wants to be buried with his horse.
I can't dismiss it. It was gonna trigger on my turn.
So, do you want to? Do you want to
Odds or
be
evens?
hit on a high or hit on a low? I mean, me personally, I'd say hit on low, but that's just me.
Jim said low.
Okay, so if Happus has no choice, Happus is saying something. Jim, you decide. Okay, so I will say 1 to 9, and then 10 to 20. Do you want 10 to 20 to come up on a D20 roll there? To launch that rock so it flies through the intangible spiritual weapon that only does damage when it wants to, and squish the basilisk, and a 9 to 1 will fall on Happus.
Oh
Oh my
God.
god.
Oh, wow.
Why?
I have a feeling
Why?
Happus would totally survive this. It's only 46
Yeah.
damage.
Sure.
Oh, Jesus, 46.
Happus is made of strong stuff. Happus will like whip that shield up and just like haroof like a Spartan.
Happus is the only one that we can't see their health bar.
He can
Oh,
dex save
really?
for half.
Dex save for half.
He knows the boulder's up there. Are you gonna roll?
Who's rolling?
I'm
Yeah.
assuming our druid Twixie should be
Oh,
rolling that
I was
D20.
waiting for you to roll. Oh my god. Wait, leaving
No.
it to me.
I want to be responsible for this.
Twixie
I'm
wants
rolling
nothing
that.
to do with it.
That's what I'm rolling. That's
What
the
is
damage.
that?
That's
Oh,
the
wait, I did it wrong.
damage. That's Twigsy being dramatic for us and stalling. You know, you can just go over to the dice thingy and just click at the dice.
Oh fuck. Oh yeah, I'm gonna click on the dice.
No. Okay, so
No.
Happus, you
No.
look up as another rock tinkles on your other shoulder, and Happus is clearly trying to avoid the basilisk. And
oh my god, I'm sorry.
you look up, and all of a sudden, there's a shadow over you about the size of a man-sized rock. And
No.
you kind of like throw your shield up, and there's
But
this
hey, those are real low rolls.
as the rock slams into you for 12 points of damage.
Go.
Thankfully, you're a wall of muscle, so yes, the rock kind of bounces off you instead of you bouncing off the rock.
Oh my god. Can I move the dust devil?
You can totally move the Dust Devil 30 feet. It is 40 feet above them, by the way.
Oh, it's a 10-foot radius though, so it's gonna fucking hit everybody again. Well, I can move it here, right? And it will just hit the thing.
Well, remember, it's 40 feet above, and it can only move 30 feet at a time.
Okay, so I'm gonna have it.
So it's going to be about 10 feet shy of touching the basilisk.
I'll move it on top of it, over the top of it.
So it's
Maybe
floating
it
in the
will-
air above it.
Yeah, I feel like that should be put it at disadvantage because it will be distracted, maybe.
It's more concerned with the rocks and dead horse and horse in front of it, because if this horse tastes so good, that horse probably tastes better.
Okay, I'm gonna shrink it then.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh
what
my
does
God.
your shrink spell do?
Where'd it go?
As Happus is like, get to my turn so I can kill it. And uh-oh. We killed the horse, which killed Happus's initiative slot.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Let me add Happus, because Happus would have actually gone before you.
I feel like my DC should be higher. No, it should be 15, shouldn't it? Because isn't it modifier plus spell?
It's
Plus
8
10?
plus proficiency plus your modifier.
Oh, it's 8 in 5e?
It's 8, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so Happus is going to go right after you, by the way. Yeah, apparently you were, but when we killed your horse, since you used the horse for your initiative slot disappeared.
See, I thought they had a turn before the thing went off.
So you're going to
You're
reduce
still
it.
good.
You cause a creature or an object you can see within range to grow larger or smaller for the duration. If the creature, and you're going for the reduce, right? You're not going to want to make this thing Godzilla size.
I'm gonna reduce it.
Its weight is reduced to 1/8. This decreases the size by 1 category. Until the spell ends, the target has disadvantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Just pick it up
Target's
from behind
weapons
and
also
snap its
shrink
neck.
to match its size. While weapons are reduced, the attack deals 1d4 less damage. 1d4 less damage for that chainsaw of a mouth. Okay, so here comes his con save. And that's con, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he fails his con save.
Nice.
So immediately the basilisk, you see it going, and it shrinks to Gila monster size. With this horrible looking mouth and spines as it's like,
So it's basically Jezebel sized.
So Happus, the basilisk has shrunk beneath your majesty. And Happus is mad, capital mad. What is Happus going to do? Don't forget you got your cool paladin shit too. I do believe you got some yeah, and remember with your divine smite, you can wait to see if you hit before you use it, which is really nice. That's what makes paladins OP, because they can do extra damage on demand only. Okay, so you're going to want to roll to attack it. Sadly, it does not affect their AC. Oh!
No.
As you smash down your warhammer, because you're still avoiding eye contact with it, right? It's funny, I hear somebody typing. But you're still avoiding the ability to make eye contact with it, right? I mean, you can totally not avoid eye contact with it. I'm just asking so when it's its turn, I know. See how I throw that out there? I'm all about the options. What is Ugh? You must tell
Can
us.
you look away after your turn's over?
No, because this is happening simultaneous. So if she's not protecting her eyes, it's totally got an open shot.
Just pick it up and snap its little neck.
If only grappling rules were better. Okay, so she's protecting her eyes and swings, and here's a smashing of stones, and then you pull your hammer back behind your shield and look at it, and there's no gore whatsoever. You think either its armor took the blow and you felt its hide as crushing stones, or you just smashed a little rock. Probably the one that would tink off your shoulder. So Esme, you totally need to save the day.
So, remind me, Jim. I'm using my spiritual weapon now that it exists. That is my bonus action, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
It's really nice that it's just a bonus action to move and attack.
I
And by
would
the
like
way, you can totally use it to cut that rope that's got the dead horse tied to the living horse. See how I get you to burn your action economy?
But okay, hold on. My brain just is processing what just happened. So the basilisk is tiny, right?
It's tiny. It's the size of a Gila monster, so it's about the
Then
size of
why-
your arm.
Okay.
Step on him.
Where is it standing where it was?
It's standing
Or is it in
under your
someone's hand
weapon.
now?
Yeah, it's under
Standing
your weapon.
under my weapon. I'm going to use my weapon and try to chop the stupid thing.
Okay, go for the attack. Damn! His spiritual weapon is teaching Happus how to do his job. Go ahead and roll for damage. That will definitely hit.
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
9 points of damage.
Not quite cutting it in half, but
but dealing some damage nonetheless.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And let me do a quick measure. Okay, so if you said I lose half my damage,
Distance for jumping out of the wagon, yeah.
okay, so then I can though jump out of the wagon and then stand right there.
And you are a small-sized creature, so yes, you can share a square with your compatriot.
Right there, and then I can go a little old school.
Now, are you sure you want to do that, since you looked at it to attack it?
It's tiny. I'm not scared of it.
Okay. It's small size. It's your size. It's a Gila monster.
Okay, a Gila monster is smaller than me. Thank you very much.
Can we just put it in like a bird cage and drown it?
I love that idea.
First step of the plan, we need a bird cage. Second step of the plan, we need a river. Third step of the plan, someone needs to grab it and wrestle it.
Dude, I have a backpack. We can throw it in the backpack. We'll be out of combat, and then we just hit it with a hammer a bunch.
Or does anyone have like levitate or mage hand? Can we just
First,
fucking
I
pick his
turn
little
it
ass up
into
now?
a flea, and then I put the flea in an urn, and then I put it in a package, and then I mail it to myself, and then I hit it with a hammer. I know I totally ruined that joke, but whatever.
Yep. So, Esme, are you doing anything for your action? You do still have an action. As you're bold as brass running up on this little lizard.
Mage hand
I
it
thought
into
my
the air.
movement was wasn't my movement my action?
No, because remember, you get a bonus action, a movement, and an action. And you only did your bonus and your movement.
No, I totally see that hand axe that I did and I failed.
Oh, yeah, you did
because
that
it's
so
tiny,
quick I didn't
a
notice
six
it.
now hits it.
Nope.
Unless because it's tiny. Let me say
Yeah,
it again.
how
It'll
many-
hurt me. Unless it's tiny now, a 6 hits it.
Nope. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the spell does not help you out with that.
Do you have any
I mean-
cleric cantrips?
Yeah, I have. I don't
Mage
think
hand?
my cantrips are pretty awesome, or not for this situation. I got Spare the Dying, Sacred Flame, Thaumaturgy, and Mending. So none of those are useful right now.
Well, you can mend the horse back together.
I can make myself really loud if you'd like.
Okay, so the basilisk doesn't like you chopping the ground in front of it. It doesn't like the other guy doing it either, but it can't see that other guy's eyes. And its little blue, glowy, magical eyes that almost reflects the glow of your weapon looks right at you and it goes,
Stick my tongue back in.
Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. And to only which I can say, don't suck.
I don't. Insert joke here, Jim.
Well, I was serious about the roll. Don't suck, seriously.
What am I taking?
A Constitution saving throw.
Are you sure I can't win it over with, charisma?
You probably could have before you. Ooh, I
There you
like
go.
that. As you feel it look at you, and it kind of gives you this weird queasy feel, that it feels like your arms got that arthritic stiffness, and you're just like haroof, and you shake that shit off, whatever it was.
No. Do you know what I do? I stick my tongue out at it. It's slash me, right?
Uh-huh. And then it tries to bite you. Will a 12 hit you?
How do you spell basilisk?
Basilisk.
It's on the roll that you just made.
Shush.
Oh, there. Shut up.
It's late and I was cutting her some slack after I tried to turn her to stone.
Sorry.
No, a 12 will not hit me. So, ha.
Ha.
times. Push me. Does it again.
Oh, here comes the shit talk. Bring it! Esme does it again with less typing. Charming. Absolutely charming. And the Basilisk is good where it is. It's defending its kill right now, and it's got all these people smashing rocks around it. It's not happy. Top of the order, it's our Ranger's turn. She's got her bow locked and loaded, spell prepped, arrowhead glowing with magic.
Well, hopefully because it's smaller. Maybe. Okay, so where is it now? Where is this damn thing?
Exactly. It's half the size, buried amongst all of your friends here. You can't even make it out around the horses now.
But
All
it's
right.
got disadvantage on strength checks, like Entangle.
All right, I'm moving closer now.
Okay, so you move back in the poor dead horse.
God, poor thing.
Of course,
Okay.
the dead horse.
All right, I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay, now you do have friends there, so it is a disadvantage. Just don't roll a 1.
Damn it, Jim.
It's late at night. I could almost curse those dice to make them happen.
You're a jerk. You're a joke.
What's the worst that happens? More than one
Stop
person
it!
shoots the paladin?
Stop
Oops,
it.
sorry.
Stop it. Stop it, Jim. Also, stop it.
The sooner you roll, the sooner I can't jinx it. Okay, so you fire a solid 14 at this guy. And the arrow flies that short little 5-foot distance, and shatters on the basilisk's flank.
But also ensnaring strike.
But did you hit?
Did I hit?
You did
You
not
said it-
hit.
You said it shatters on its flank, though.
Yeah, the
But
arrow
does it
shattered
hurt?
without taking effect. It didn't draw blood. It was a miss.
But I don't think it needs to draw blood to do ensnaring strike,
What
does
does
it?
the spell say?
That's how you hit a creature. I hit it.
You missed it.
You
You
said
can-
it hit its flank.
I'm giving you flavor text to make
Dang
you
it,
feel
Jim.
better than saying you hit the dead horse and it's covered in vines because you
You-
missed.
Said it hit its flank. Damn it, Jim.
It's called flavor text.
The flavor text lies.
Its armor absorbed the arrowhead and its eldritch charge.
Blah.
But you still have a bonus action. Are you going to do anything?
I mean,
Crying is a free action.
I'm gonna cry.
Ooh.
I'm gonna cry. How about that? I have nothing else I can do. I can use like beach speech and tell it to fuck itself. I don't know, Jim.
Yes! That's an amazing action.
I'm going to avert my eyes and wait, and I don't know, wait like, yeah. No, I'm averting my eyes and notching another damn arrow.
Okay. So, Ados, your teammates have shown their excellence in all things except for horsemanship and killing little lizards. What is your warlock skills going to make you do?
Oh well, I don't know if this thing is it seems to be distracted from eating horse at the moment. So,
You do feel that if someone were to cut that rope and you tried backing up and going around, that totally would be a thing. I mean, if you look on the map, this is an archway. You could
Yeah.
totally back up to here, go through the archway, and continue on your path right around the attack site.
Aren't we gonna revive the horse?
Oh,
I'm gonna attack because
because you
But-
just heard that said so sadly.
well, no, also just because it seems distracted from eating the horses at the moment, and it's attacking people. So let's just shoot it.
Also,
Okay.
anyone next to it should maybe move out of the way because there's a dust devil on top of its head.
About ready to come on down. Yeah, and you will be shooting at disadvantage because you have allies adjacent. That is one of the problems with range attacks and friends.
Hmm. Yeah, that is true.
But you can still take the shot.
How fast? Wait, it's 5.
It's like, little 2.5 foot tall lizard
Where
now.
where is it now? Is it-
It's right there under the glowy sword.
okay. And I'm
Just-
here, so never mind.
Just like Esme can sit next to the horse and fight under the horse, and the horse is like, "What's going on down there?"
Yeah. Actually, I am gonna try to break the rope then, because
Okay, you're gonna shoot that rope that Happus tied there, and he's like, "Happus, this stupid horse is gonna kill my horses."
yeah, I'm gonna shoot the rope of my Eldritch Splash. That's what I should do. 'Cause
Okay, go
that's
for it.
+6 to attack, so that's better.
Yep, and you
And still,
only need to
it's
do
still-
2 damage if you hit it. So,
I mean, it's not moving and it's an object, so isn't its DC like 5?
yep, it's barely moving, and you just
Yeah.
need to do 2 points of damage.
All right, let's see if I can do. Oops.
Thankfully,
have
the
to-
dead horse makes a great anchor for the rope.
Why is it not rolling damage? Is it rolling damage for you?
It is not. If you click on, you keep clicking the spell.
Yeah.
If
I
you
keep
go in the
clicking
chat
wrong
and you
thing.
click the word Eldritch Blast, it looks like you might be hitting the show spell description instead.
I'm trying to. I'm clicking Eldritch Blast, but it is showing.
I'm just
show-
seeing
Oh,
black
it's blank.
boxes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
blank.
So what is it? It's just a D6, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
I was a roll D6 plus.
Yeah, it looks like your macro may be not entered.
Yeah. I just may have put the macro in wrong.
Just do 2 points of damage. Or
It's
the paladin
wait,
used
one-
really thick ass rope.
1d10 plus.
1d10
Jeez.
force damage.
I mean, it's plus something too, but I don't.
Yeah.
think so.
Da, 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 da. Okay, so you fire and you hit the rope and you cut Happus's rope in half. And Happus says, "That's my rope, don't you know?" So technically, the wagon is free to be pulled back. There may be like an attack of opportunity kind of thing, maybe, but you're not sure.
He's tiny. I don't think he can attack. He can like nip our ankles.
You can still petrify.
It's only reduced by 1d4, and it's a horse, so.
Yeah.
All the same, I'm gonna try to get the horse out of here.
Okay.
If I move the wagon back 5 feet, is that a 5 foot step?
I will give you, if you can make the land vehicle 10 or higher roll, that yes, you can do it as a 5 foot
Alright.
step.
All right, let's try that. Fuck.
Okay, you try to, but because the horses are blindfolded, it's just not in your luck.
Yeah.
And the horses are resistant to it at first because they're hearing combat. They heard that whip snap, and you're telling them now to go backwards. It's
Oh,
like,
you moved me.
Oh yeah. Why did I
So,
move?
well-
Yeah.
the wagon moved.
Because we're all in the wagon.
I should still be here. I'm still in the seat.
Uh huh.
So we did not. We moved, but something happened.
You moved, but it's going to totally take an attack of opportunity on the horse.
All right.
Ooh. 14 will hit your blindfolded horse. Ooh,
Oh,
Jesus.
wow. This
Damn.
thing. Ugh.
Oh.
Hold on. Was that attack reduced by 1d4?
I just rolled the 1d4. It's that 2 that's there.
Okay, so that's
So
fine.
it's 10 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, it's dead.
And then the horse kind of snaps that leg back that it bit, and it just like chainsawed its ankle. And all of a sudden, you see this
Well,
petrifying.
hold on. You rolled 2d6 for the damage. The damage should be reduced by a d4, shouldn't it?
If you
Ah.
look where it says bite, and then there's a roll d4 too, just below the bite. Can you see that?
Oh, see, this is where I'm seeing 2d6 plus 3.
Well, you're not going to see it if you look on the metric.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong place.
Yeah, look
Okay.
right below bite.
Yeah, sorry.
Where it says
I-
roll d4, because there's no way for me to put the negative
Yeah.
d4 in the macro. So I roll that separately. And the horse kind of whinnies and
still
clicks
super
its
dead.
paw. And then the poor horse makes this horrible whinny sound and falls to the ground.
Just too many
Happus is
horses.
going to use Squirrel as a second horse. You know,
I
you
like
can totally
it.
cast enlarge on it. Okay, so the horse goes down with this sickening, sad whinny sound.
Oh my god. We'll just strap Happus to the
Oh
fucking
my
crate at this point.
God.
So, Happus, are you gonna ignore caution and go straight balls to the walls on this basilisk? Or are you gonna, like, eh. Come on, Happus, I know you have something amazing planned. As a conquest paladin, you have to kill it. And probably
Happus
make a
said they were
boot
gonna
out of
smoosh
it.
it with their sword.
Make a boot out of it, or wait till
Not
it comes
sword.
back to normal size to make 2.
Shield.
I love how Happus's initiative number keeps growing every time we hit, click. Your shield doesn't do much damage. It's only a 1d4 weapon. I mean, this thing still is made of sterner stuff. I mean, the problem is that shrink just makes him denser. Not, he's like a dwarf star. He's dense.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I don't know why you're sorry.
I thought it was funny. I made him harder to kill.
It's late and we're getting goofy. So, you're gonna smash him with the warhammer?
Might it?
Do you have like guiding strike or anything?
The nice thing with paladins is if she hits, she can then burn spell slots to do extra damage with smite. And there are some of your strikes that there are only bonus actions to cast, by the way. Like if you have Flaming Strike, I think it is, or Burning Strike. Basically, you charge up your lightsaber before you attack, and then you pump in extra divine damage like a lightsaber. Okay, so you're going for Wrathful Smite. Concentration up to a minute. Next time you hit with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your attack does an extra 1d6 psychic damage. In addition, if the target is a creature, it must make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of you until the end of the spell. As an action, the creature can make a wisdom saving spell each time. So basically, if she hits it, it's going to run the fuck away. But she has to hit it for that extra point of psychic damage. So go ahead and take a strike with your warhammer. As you say a swear to your god, right? Right? And before, since she's muted, before you take that attack, you totally will move on the other side of Esme to get advantage, right?
Of course.
So you're flanking it? Go ahead and make your move. Move. Come on, move. Move, 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 move. Opposite of Esme there. There you go. And then she swings down. Well, shit, that's only a 14. As you swing your hammer and it hits its stony hide, not piercing its armor enough to do damage.
What's the DR on this?
It's a secret. You haven't hit it with 14, but Esme's 23 hit.
That's not fair. Isn't it like 19 or something? I thought for some reason my brain thought it was 19.
You're apparently highballing that number.
Oh, well, look at me.
It's higher than a 14, I can tell you that.
Ooh.
Not
When
the
you-
AC. Does it have DR also?
Oh, it's challenge rating, since they don't use DR. It is a level 3 creature, if you want to know.
It doesn't have damage reduction also?
Nope, no damage
We're just
reduction.
rolling really bad.
It's just got really
I'm
good
just trying to
natural
have an
armor.
excuse why we are not good at this.
We took too long of a break, and the digital dice is saying, fuck you. Why didn't you come back?
Yeah,
So,
You took too long.
I agree.
so Twigsy, it's your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna clash Shillelagh as a free action and run up and smack it with my stick.
Ooh, okay.
Because I'm gonna save the day.
Ah. can you get there? Because remember, jumping out of the wagon is half your movement.
Can I go? So I can't move and attack it.
No, you can move and attack, but do you have enough movement left? Because it's going to cost half to jump out of the wagon safely.
Well, it's 30 feet. Can I jump to the front of it?
Because you can only get to 15 feet after jumping.
Oh my god. 1, 2. I can share space with Esme, right?
Yep.
Isn't that 15? Because it'd be 1, 2,
15
3.
will be on top of the dead horse.
Fuck me. And it's still not gonna hit it from there.
I
What
don't
else
think
do I
you
have?
should do that at a horse. On a
It-
horse, that
It
sounds like a
would
bad
be
idea.
within range of your...
I'm gonna.
Why?
What's my range on chill touch?
Oh, chill touch is good.
I'm just gonna chill touch it from here.
Okay, so you wave your hand and a ghostly hand of druidic deathness.
Oh my
That's
god.
poor Happus size.
I'm not gonna do anything. I wanted to smack it. Chill touch did not do anything.
What do you mean?
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1? I don't see a roll.
Chill touch.
Oh, there it goes. Apparently there's a long delay for it to pop up.
Well, wait. Do I have to roll? Because it's you have to save against me, right?
What does the spell description say?
Oh, it's a ranged spell attack. Yeah,
Make
I'm
a
not one.
ranged
So
spell attack against the creature.
I rolled 1.
So,
I wanted to shillelagh it. Look, that would have hit. I guarantee you this would have killed it if I
Esme?
shillelagh'd.
even or odd?
Me?
Oh
You.
god.
I am going to go with even.
Even?
See, shillelagh would have killed it.
Ugh.
The dice roller's going real slow all of a sudden. You know what that means? Everyone's playing D&D. Does anyone see the number?
I do.
I see my number.
It's
Yeah,
or
I
I
see
see Twigsy's.
I am waiting with bated breath to see if I picked the wrong thing.
And you said even, right? As the dice are making us wait with the rolling the
Yes,
dice.
I said even. I can even explain to you why if you need me to kill time.
Aha, here we go. Wait, no, that's something totally different. I was like, what is that?
That's Twigsy's proof she picked the wrong thing, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's like, I would have shared a square with Esme and had advantage, and it would have been a natural 20.
I would have killed it. And look, I capped my dice.
Wow, the dice roller's taking forever from my dice.
It sounds like I
Ah,
win.
here we go. Even.
That means I win, right?
Yep. So do me a favor and roll your damage for chill touch.
Oh god.
Wait, hold on. I don't feel
I'm
like I
afraid.
won.
Very afraid.
As the ghostly hand hits Esme when she's fighting the little guy by accident.
You want an early grave.
Natural 1. Come on, Twigsy. Natural 1. You got this. You've had shitty rolls all night. We all have. Let's keep it up.
See, I was 5 points of damage.
There. Hey, that's a positive. We're doing something positive.
Yeah. So poor Esme
Cooling
gets
me
hit.
down?
Not sure with what hits her from behind, but something hits her from behind.
Sorry.
Obviously, it was the dead horse's death thralls, because it felt very necromancy.
Yeah.
So, Esme, this little bastard has to die.
Kill it. Kill it.
Murder.
Poor Happus is injured from rocks. You have some cold, icy handprint on your back that burns. The horse behind you gives out one last as its last breath leaves its lungs.
There we go.
And you totally hit it with a 21 with your spiritual weapon for 4 points of force damage.
Shwa.
As you realize that your spiritual weapon is the only thing that's hurt it so far.
I forgot my dust devil, but it's gonna hit everybody
You
because
can
nobody
totally
moved
drop
out
it,
of the way.
and there will be everyone and horse entrails in the dust devil.
So that was my bonus action, and I missed again.
Well, are you
So-
wanting to do guiding bolt while you're adjacent to him? Because that is a ranged attack.
Yeah, I don't care
Okay.
about distance.
Okay.
If anything, I think that I should get like bonusy. I should get advantage because I'm flanking him.
Well, you get
Is-
advantage if you're flanking him, but not if you're doing a ranged attack. And ranged attack with an ally adjacent is a disadvantage, so you just your straight roll, which is a 9.
Can I undo and stab it instead?
I will give that to you since it is late.
Okay.
Because being next to him and shooting him with a range attack is probably not something Esme would do.
No.
She's not a druid that uses ice daggers with friends nearby.
No, but she's also not a druid, a half elf druid who uses fire to try to kiss pirates.
But she will be tomorrow.
Yes, she will.
Okay, so you attack with your silver dagger, and you just hear the stone chink against the silver blade, and realize the little bastard is armor plated.
I thought maybe the silver would slice through like butter.
And it looks at you, and it's not happy, and it goes. Are you good with where you're standing?
No. I'm gonna look down at my feet and take a little move.
Oh, and since you did not leave his area of attack, he does not get attack of opportunity.
But he also didn't look me in the eyes.
Well, he's about to do that because you just looked at him to attack him.
But I looked down at my feet when I walked away, so I'm no longer looking at him.
But you're still looking at him at one point. And you have his attention, his undivided attention. And yes, Happus, it can totally be petrified by its own reflection.
Ados, just stand in front of it.
I'm not shiny.
Adios. What's your name?
Yes!
Aodos.
Everybody wants to call him
totally
adios.
call you adios.
Adios.
You need to do something badass so we can be all like, adios, motherfucker!
Yeah, I need to hit something with a roll to do that.
Yes.
So, Esme, as you try to run away from it after you stab it,
I stepped away.
yes, you know, 5 foot, hop to the right.
I
It's
did a
gonna-
step to the left, thank you very much. And then a step to the right,
And it's totally going to use its gaze as it gets ready to bite you, by the way. So give me a Constitution save. And if you totally read the bottom sentence of the petrifying gaze description, it answers that total question you just asked.
Do
Do you want to catch his hands?
So it sounds like it's with my my very high roll of 5, I'm totally fine.
You're totally fine. I mean, you feel that you're standing perfectly straight and strong. Unfortunately, you kind of realize that your legs are slowly turning to stone, and you are restrained.
Oh, no.
You're not solid stone yet, but you feel like you're turning to stone, and you can't move your legs.
So I'll have to like talk to myself or touch myself to make it better.
Do you have a restoration spell or other magic?
You
I
did.
have bending. I have cure wounds. I have healing word. I have lesser restoration.
Do you have guidance?
I don't think I have guidance. I don't think I've ever used something so simple.
And it's totally gonna bite you.
Oh
For
god.
a dirty 20 hits. Damn.
Yeah, I should have
Bite
let
you.
that fucking dust devil smash you guys and at least leave you
Damn.
alive.
Damn! Ow! 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 Ow!
For 19
Ow.
points of total damage.
I think I'm on my. Well, I would be on my knees, except I can't move.
Happus would like to clang on the shield with the hammer to draw attention and use the inside of its shield to try to reflect the basilisk's reflection. Happus!
That's a yeah.
Does Happus... Oh, wait. Happus is a paladin who keeps all his armor shiny, right? I recall there was something about fastidious shining of armor.
Yeah, that was described at one point.
Okay, so we know what Happus is going to do on Happus's turn.
No, puppy! No!
And that's what Esme says to the basilisk, and it says yes.
The puppy is trying to hug the laptop screen, and that seems like a terrible idea.
Sounds like a bad plan. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The best plan.
I mean, it was
Totally the
cute when he
best
put his
plan.
snout over the camera, and we could see the snout like this.
That was cute.
So
Trying to hug
Callista. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, just here. Here. Where are you, dog?
Aww. See, he's not
He's
as big as
sleeping.
shit as you say. He's a sweet little sleeping puppy. He's gotten big.
He's still a shit. You can be adorable and still be a shit. That's actually how you get away with more being of a shit.
That's my life goal. So what is our ranger going to do? You saw Esme made this weird look as she retreated, and it just bit the shit out of her back and bum.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, you can only reach it for her bum, so...
It
Not
got
the-
my ankle. Come on, be nice.
La.
This is where our ranger busts out into the badass cum battery and drops dozens of nature spells, or heals our cleric, one or the other.
I don't have much other than I can try and cast medicine. I don't have much. I don't have that many spells actually that will help.
That's when you go,
Surprisingly.
I cast medicine.
I mean, I can do medicine.
Do you have any healing potions?
I don't actually do. Actually, I do
You
not have.
guys need to go shopping.
Yeah, we do. I have holy water, but that doesn't do shit.
I think we have.
Can I try and do first? I mean, we're in the middle of a fight. I don't think I could do first aid on her right
Nope.
now. So
You
that's what I
could.
do. Can I?
There is a feat that you can use first aid to give hit points back. You do not have this feat. You can use first aid to stabilize someone, but not to really help them back hit points wise.
Can I stabilize? I mean, is she in a point where I need to stabilize her?
She is
Not
one
yet.
hit point away from that point.
Okay. I mean, bonus action to do, of course, ensnare and try and hit it again.
Okay? So you
That's. I mean, that's all I could do.
pull back your arrow, whisper the spell into the shaft, and you say, from hell's heart, I stab at thee with a shot with disadvantage, because your allies are adjacent.
God damn it! So never mind.
No, it's you. I have faith that you can hit it with disadvantage.
I have no faith that I can help hit it. at
I have
disadvantage.
faith. I have
I
faith
have
you can do
no
it.
faith whatsoever.
Just remember, if you fail, you're killing Esme or hitting
Well, only if you-
Paladin.
Only if you roll a
Exactly.
natural
So-
one. I mean,
No.
If you kill me, I would like to be brought back to life. I am not staging an AJ. For the record.
Okay.
fuck y'all. I'm selfish. Bring me back to life, you
We
We
asshole.
tried
Yes,
so
please.
hard.
We're so far away from.
Give
If
them
you
the
kill me,
Optimus
I'm
Prime.
coming back as a bard.
She's only like 60 pounds dripping wet. She's easy to carry.
Christ.
You die, we are in a new campaign because you're the only reason we're doing this.
Oh.
You heard me. If I die, I'm coming back as a bard, and I'm an obnoxious bard. I'm gonna be level 1 and everything, just so I can be extra useless.
All bard party.
Hey, we're not trying to kill you.
Hey, remember, Brittany, we joked about
Can
the
I
all-bard party.
move so I'm not adjacent? No, that's not going to work either.
Well, you can
Jesus.
move wherever you'd like. He's
But
adjacent
it'll
to your
still,
friends.
Exactly. All right. So no, this is not going to work. This is
I mean,
not going to work at
Can
all.
you take a 5-foot step here and then shoot? Then you're not.
And
Oh yeah,
It's
he's still
'cause-
here.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm retracting what I
he's
said I was
here.
going to
Tolia,
do.
Told
I'm
you, you have
retracting.
melee weapons.
Yes, I do. So I'm retracting. Da, la, 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 la,
Okay.
because I'm tired.
Okay.
So, because the ensnaring thing will also work with my sword.
Yes, it will.
So I'm retrading. So casting that on my sword, and I'm going to stab it with my sword.
Go for it.
So that okay. La, la, la,
Bonus action, you
cast it-
whisper into your blade, and the ranger magic grows across it, and you come up to stab at the little bastard.
Yes.
Are you going to move in a place that would give you advantage on the attack? before
Yes.
you
Where
roll?
would that be? Because Natalia's fucking tired.
Well, you could stand
Where could I
here,
stand? Where's here? Okay.
here,
I'll stand
or
there.
you could stand here. Because
Okay,
Esme's still giving you flanking if you stand here,
Then I do that.
which means you kind of basically walk around it in a safe distance and stab at it from behind,
Yes.
which would give you advantage.
Yes, that would be great. That would be
As
awesome.
Happus would like to cling on the shield some more to draw the attention.
Okay.
Esme is
So-
flipping the mini lizard.
That did nothing.
25 will hit.
That did nothing but make it funny and dangerous.
Okay. So
She really hopes she'll freeze in that form.
6 damage, piercing damage, and then on top of that, the ensnaring, whatever. So give me a second. My character sheet went away again. God damn it.
Also, while you're looking at that, have any of you guys had the pizza from GoPuff? It's amazing.
I have
Like, it's
not.
generally good pizza.
Isn't it just like 7-Eleven pizza?
It's delicious.
I thought
No,
it was
it's-
like it was delivering you from whatever's close to you.
No, it's like they make their own pizza.
Oh, well, maybe I'll try
Oh.
it sometime.
It's freaking good. I've only had the double cheese.
GoPuff is 24 hours, right? Unlike all the other ones.
How do I
No,
do?
it's-
I don't know how this works.
It's
think
it's
it's
like,
at, like,
till, like
3 or
2
4
or
a.m.
something. Yeah, it's later than the other ones.
Yeah, that's fair.
So click on the spell's name. There you go. And next time you strike a creature with the weapon, before the
It's
spell
not
ends-
large anymore.
Yep, it's not large. It must succeed on a strength saving throw. And right now it has
Does not have advantage.
minus 1d4. So its total roll after the minus is a solid 6. So needless to say, it's got the little net on it because it is stuck in place,
And that helps.
which may or may not hurt the paladin's plan to fear it away.
Oh, sorry.
See
Were
how I
you
wait
making it
till
run away or petrifying it?
Well, it's because our paladin has Wrathful Smite, which if she hits, it has to make a fear saving.
But it
throw.
looks like it's trying to petrify it too.
Why does Happus have an initiative of 34?
Because every
it-
time I click enter, it'll add more numbers to it.
But
Oh.
also, isn't it also it takes 1d6 of piercing damage as well?
Vines. While restrained by the spell, the creature takes 1d6 piercing at the start of each of its turns. So it'll be at the start of his turn, you will roll me a 1d6.
Okay.
He's all the way at the bottom there.
Okay.
Okay. So our wagon master, you feel that you could safely pull half of the wagon away, I think. Ouch.
But the
Don't-
no, sorry. This is when I said many turns ago I had an idea and I didn't do the idea because I was like, oh, I don't want to make this more difficult on my friends, but we need to save the horse. We probably need to save Esme too. So I cast darkness.
I like this probably. We need to save Esme.
Well, can't Esme
That's
restore
an
herself?
ominous sphere of darkness.
Yeah, that's
I came second to a non-named horse.
I'm sorry.
If I had feelings,
I'm
they
sorry.
would be hurt.
I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry.
If I
didn't
had
think that.
feelings.
I figured you can save yourself here, but
I'd like to try to pat myself and make it all better, but I don't know.
I'm
That's
sorry,
gonna
Brittany.
work.
This is screwing you, and which is part of the reason why I didn't do it to begin
I'm just
with.
gonna run
Yeah.
straight into a wall. It's fine.
But this should protect our horse. So
Okay, so you're casting a big old sphere of darkness.
To save the horse. Got it.
and you.
It's a great cover. I mean,
Does Esme need visual to restore herself? Is that a component of
If we-
of not petrifying?
no, she just has to make a save.
Okay.
Okay, and my spell, yeah, because my spells, I can talk to myself, I can touch myself, but I probably have to roll something first.
So many things I could say to that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's been a rough land. It's been a rough couple weeks in plumbing land. I am extra.
And you're good with where you're standing on the wagon?
Yeah, I can see in this
Okay.
because I have magical dark vision.
So that brings us to Happus, who's got this great plan here. So Happus, what was that great plan you had there?
That I ruined.
No, it's a different plan because remember Happus changed plans. First, it was the weapon with the Wrathful Smite, which if you hit, it fears it and it runs away. Then Happus had a different plan with the clanging hammer on shield in a way that didn't set off Wrathful Smite on herself or himself. Happus would like to clang on the shield with the hammer to draw its attention and then use the inside of the shield to try to reflect its reflection upon it. As you all see Happus, clang classic battle style on the shield, and then as soon as it turns around, it goes, "Aah!" Happus does this cool flip move to pull the shield around and drops the shield to the ground so it sees this giant version of its face. And when it does that, it's going to make a petrifying gaze on itself. And fails its save. Which means it is restrained as its legs are... it looks at its 8 legs as they start to stiffen up. And it just has to fail its next saving throw to turn completely to stone.
Oh, and then we have a little tiny basilisk statue.
We can sell it.
We're gonna see a matching set with our other set.
As Happus is saying something, when you all get to see Happus's "if I don't smash it," as Happus looks at his horse and just almost a single tear comes out, but Happus flexes and it gets sucked back in. So Twigsy, you're in the dark.
Save me.
I can't. How do I help Esme? What do I need?
Do you have anything that will help her with her next saving throw that you can cast without a visual component? Because this is magical darkness.
I'll just go to that corner. I can see her foot sticking out of the ground.
Are you gonna pat my foot? And that's how you're gonna pat my foot, and that's how you help?
Just grope her.
Okay.
Oh, that's not a
Oh,
foot.
I have resistance. Does that help?
What does resistance do? Does it help with a saving throw? This happens.
You add a D4 to a saving throw.
That would help.
All right.
Is it
Esme,
a visual spell?
Well, like I said, I'm going to go out of the cloud and just go to where I see her foot sticking out from the hole.
Okay, so give me a dex save or a wisdom save to keep from tripping on your ass and falling while you're
I'll do
doing this.
Dex. I haven't done Dex tonight.
Okay, so you're hopping around in the darkness
Oh my god.
as you totally stumble and take 4 points of damage,
That's
probably
fine.
bouncing off her stone leg.
Okay.
And thankfully, you're close enough that you're not losing a lot of movement from the falling. And you pop up outside the circle.
I don't know where I am. Ugh.
That might help.
Ta-da!
I moved his circle to the map level.
All right,
A-
Esme,
and
you
you-
get a. Mhm.
I get A.
You get a D4 to your next save.
Woo!
Don't petrify.
Don't worry, I'll make sure that my tongue is sticking out and my fingers are up.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a cantrip. I thought that was
It's
a
a-
level 1 spell.
It's a great cantrip. It saves you from save or suck spells. Okay, and that's an action spell though, right?
Hold on. I don't have it loaded into my character sheet. I have it in a different spot. One action, yes.
Okay, so you get out there and you cast that, and it is now Esme's turn. So at the end of your turn, after you've done anything and everything you want, well, of course you are restrained, but anything and everything you want, at the end of your turn, you're going to make a Constitution save. Do not roll less than 12. Just saying, do not
Tell
roll
us
less
your
than
last
12.
wishes.
Or anything. Can I just like skip the bullshit and like roll? Like,
Do you
or
have
just-
any spells that can help your saving throw? That's totally a
I
thing.
have healing spells. Can I heal myself?
Yeah, you can totally hear yourself.
Okay. Let's see. Which one am I going to use? Ha! I'm paralyzed, right?
You're restrained. Yep.
Okay.
Wait, what did she roll?
She didn't roll anything yet. She's
Oh.
planning. She's in the planning phase.
Why are
Okay.
there blood drops on us?
I just put a red dot for your spell,
Okay.
so she knows that she's got the 1d4 for your spell, so she doesn't
I was
forget.
like, am I gonna petrify because I touched her?
Thanks.
It's contagious. She's got the
I would like. I am
petrification.
touching
Oh.
myself. And I would like to not be petrified or paralyzed.
Well, you're not paralyzed. You're restrained from the petrification.
That seems like you're being pedantic.
Yeah, you're not. You don't have any one of those 4 conditions yet.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
not. Well, you're not. You're not going to be blind and deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. You're going to be petrified, which is what greater restoration cures.
Fine.
Maybe
Yes.
you could pray for some inspiration before you make your save.
Yeah, pray for inspiration.
No,
Make it good and say, Freya, I don't ask for much. Don't fuck me here. I mean, do you have
Hey
anything
Freya,
that
is
will
this
help?
good enough to like give me some life?
Do you have any of your?
Roll religion.
I was gonna say, do you have any of your character traits that could help earn you inspiration?
My
Oh, looks like-
character traits.
Yeah, your personality traits, your ideals, your bonds, your flaws to help earn inspiration. Looks like they're all blank on your character sheet. Why are they blank?
I mean, I have lots of. They were all there. I put a lot of effort into those little stupid things. I had the most amazingly hilarious, snarky little backstory. I can try to pull it out of my brain. What are you looking for? What?
Well, see, what I'm implying is if you do something right now that embraces your personality traits, ideals, bonds, or flaws, it'll earn you inspiration, which when you make the roll at the end of your turn will give you advantage.
Okay. So
Here we go.
How far am I frozen, Jim?
You're basically up to your mid-knee. You feel the petrification growing up your legs.
About 4
Okay.
inches.
Can I please have it be? So but I'm not petrified. I'm just frozen.
Mhm.
I'm entangled. Tell me how my legs are not working.
Basically, they are calcifying to stone.
All right. So I am going to kind of shake myself to pop on my knees. So my legs are flat out, and I'm going to start praying to Freya, asking her to guide me and to use her awesome badassery to guide me through the next few minutes so they are not my last.
Okay, so you're praying the fray. Pray
Yeah.
the fray. Okay, so I will
And I-
give you inspiration for that, which you would check on your character sheet by clicking a little inspiration. You get the cool dragon symbol. And is there anything else you'd like to do? See, it's a cool little dragon symbol.
Yes. Before I haven't like done anything, right?
Yep.
And the basilisk is still fucking alive.
The basilisk is turning just as much to stone as you currently are.
And then we
Well,
can just sell them.
that's good for him, I guess. Let's have another swing at him.
Unfortunately, you are in the darkness, don't forget.
So that explains why I rolled so terribly. So okay, what am I? Let's skip this and let's just see if I'm gonna die right now.
So you
Well,
swing
plus
at him,
four.
and your stiff shoulders and arms and the darkness kind of throws off your swing.
And the fact that I
And-
moved to my frozen knees, not my
And-
smartest moment.
Mhm.
Well,
So
here I have a question. Since the spiritual weapon is not in the darkness, is it affected by it?
she can't
Ooh.
see it though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
bullshit.
It's a good one, but she
I
can't
don't
see the
know.
target.
I guess a 50-50 chance to hit.
At this point, it's a 30-30-30 because there's 3 targets there in the dark. I mean, oh
Well,
no,
it
thank
wouldn't
you.
move
No,
from where
no,
it was,
thank you.
though.
I would
never
like
mind.
to not
It's
be hit.
there are 4 targets total. Esme's a target too in the dark.
Gonna take
That's
herself
awesome.
out.
All right,
So-
so I'm rolling something.
So would you
but I
like
have
to use?
inspiration and I have a +4. What am
Yep.
I rolling again?
You have a plus D4, so you'd like to burn your inspiration. So that means you get the better of the 2 rolls,
Yes.
and you have a D4 to add to it if you would like. So go ahead and
Yes.
roll a Constitution save.
That's
You
what I
got
thought.
You got this.
Plus a D4.
Yeah!
Yay!
Dirty freaking 20. As you feel in this darkness that you're in, you swear you hear 2 cats pulling a chariot running through the darkness, and it just runs through your body with holy glory and power infusing in you. You feel a twingle in the ovaries, because Freya, and the calcium just sheds off your legs like a bad boyfriend that needs to be tossed to the wayside.
Oh man.
And yes, you make your save and you do not turn to stone, and you are no longer restrained by the calcifying gaze of the basilisk.
See, dropping to my knees and praying did me some good.
Pray the fray. Okay, so it's the basilisk's turn. He is restrained. He's totally gonna snap at somebody he can see. He's gonna, of course, use his gaze on the shield and throw it right back at himself. But in the meantime, he's gonna totally attack Happus, thinking it's another, holding the shield. It's a creature. As Happus is typing. I'm behind the shield, okay? That's why you're not getting hit by the gaze. Will a 10 hit Happus with the inside of his shield? As we all dramatically pause, but me and Happus know the answer. Ha 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 ha! Says Happus. No. And now, since it is restrained, and it doesn't have a bonus action other than gazing at the shield and doing its
And
eye
also,
beams.
it gets 1d6 worth of damage because
Let it petrify.
Yep, give me a 1d6. And
Apparently
she's
I'm
going
not-
for the aggressive 6.
Nice.
I'm trying.
As this thing now looks bloody, it looks like it's taken a beating now at this point. It's still alive. It's not going to die like instantly, but it's taken a good bloody nose. As it's going to make its Constitution save. It needs a 12 or better.
Fail.
And as Happus is holding the shield, the adorable little basilisk attacks it, and you see Happus just kind of like hold on to the shield and keep it at bay. And as soon as it bites and goes, it puts one of its paws up against the shield and turns to stone with the
Completely?
vines wrapped around it.
Nice.
What is this? Wait.
That's completely.
Yep, he completely turns to stone.
Cute. Now we have a. How much would that sell for, Jim?
Yeah,
I would
it's
say-
It
I would say
looks like a
1,000
beautiful
wolf.
piece of artwork that you could probably try selling to somebody. I mean, it's a perfect reproduction of a
Wait, I think
basilisk.
Happus is like, it is my trophy.
That's fair.
It's a beautiful
That's
little
nice.
basilisk statue at 50% scale. Get it?
We're gonna-
Scale.
Put it as your mark on your armor.
Snap the head off and mount it on the helmet.
No. Like Mando
Okay.
with Mudhorn.
We are the mini basilisks. Basculi. Okay, so basically at that point you guys realize Happus, struggled it out. Does someone want to cancel the Dark Circle?
Yeah, I can just cancel it. I mean,
Can
you
I-
made it to map layer, so I can't delete it anymore, but or just made it worse and made another one. But,
Or you can duplicate it. That's fine. Here, let me make it go away real quick. Map layer. Cha-cha. Now it's way
Can
worse
I-
because you can see the dead horses.
Revivify Happus's horse.
So what does your spell Revivify do?
Where is it at? It's here somewhere.
As Happus picks up the little trophy.
Moonbeam, gentle repose, enlarged. Why did I not?
And
I know
are
I
you going
had
to
it prepped.
disperse that dust devil that's been flying 10 feet above everyone's heads?
Since nobody moved out of the way and I didn't want to murder anybody with it, yes.
I just wanted you to fling horse parts everywhere.
I didn't want to hurt the horses. Revivify, where are you at? I don't know where it went.
Lucky's asleep next to me, and he keeps like trying to paw at the computer. So I'm trying to play with his hands while he's sleeping.
Aw, puppy,
It's
puppy
loading.
twitches.
Look how big his paws are. He's gonna be
He's
giant.
gonna be a bruiser. Yep, he's gonna be a big dog. How's the running to the neighbor's house going?
Oh, is it missing any body parts?
during the day.
Yes, it's entrails or outrails.
Can we mend that?
yeah,
I thought mending is a cantrip.
Can we mend the guts back into position?
Yes, I will say you can reach inside the stone basilisk. I'm kidding. Yes, you can. If you use that spell, you can bring the horse back to life.
All right.
With or without my mending.
You have to mend it first.
Okay,
Oh,
I will mend.
Jesus.
Now that it is not a living creature but an object, you cast Mend and its gut sac sutures closed. And then the druid, what does it look like when you use your spell? Because this is the first time we've seen Revivify in action.
It's just gonna be like a blue light around the horse, and it's gonna lift him up and just set him back on his feet.
As the horse looks over at Happus, like, what the hell happened?
And he has 1 hit point.
What about the other horse? Didn't the other horse get kind of mauled?
there's another dead horse too, but I
I
don't know if she has the spell though.
if we want to carry the dead horse, I can put gentle repose.
But remember, Revivify has to be within a minute.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Yeah,
20
this-
rounds
both,
of battle.
Both these combats were within a minute. So.
I was within 20 rounds.
Hmm.
So you could gentle repose to the horse, and we could bring it back later if you want.
Do we need the other horse? Do we care that much?
We
Do
need
we-
2 horses.
So if
You have
Happus is
2
okay
horses.
with his horse helping pull the wagon,
Do we care that much? No, but it might be useful for speed purposes to have 3 horses instead of 2.
This is true.
Okay. Well, I'll have to rest to get a spell slot back.
Yeah, yeah. But
I'll
gentle
gentle
repose, yeah.
Okay, I'll gentle repose the other horse, and you and Happus can put it in the carriage, and the rest of us will ride on top of the
Okay.
dead horse.
Here's the question for the GM: If it's gentle repose, can Revivify still bring it back?
No, because Revivify has to
Oh.
be done within 1 minute of the creature's death.
Yeah. So I think this other horse unfortunately has
He's
gone too. Yeah.
but we can have some horse jerky or something, because
You
why
can
would
totally
we let
cast Gentle Repose to keep the meat from going bad. I mean, think of it that way.
Let's
Yeah.
do
I
that.
was thinking you could use it as bait for the other things that were gonna come and try to eat us.
But also, I feel like it would be wasteful to just let it rot. So Talia
Yeah,
should
no, I was
get
gonna
it.
think we'd take
and
it
stuff.
with us as bait.
Once
Because
it
having a
smell like
dead
dead
horse in the
animal,
back
yeah.
cart will totally not attract natural predators.
Well, if it's gentle reposed, it won't smell,
Uh-huh.
right?
And it won't turn into an undead either. Remember, World of
Oh.
Darkness.
Undead horse.
Undead horse.
Like Red Dead Undead, yeah. Can we ride a dead horse? If the horses are dead, they can't die
We
again.
can beat it if you'd like.
Oh Jesus.
So are you hitching Happus's horse up in its place and throwing it in the back of the wagon, or are you just leaving it where it is and continuing on?
Would Happus let his horse be attached to the wagon, or are we just gonna one wagon the horse and throw the dead one in the back?
Apparently Happus is wanting the dead horse to be butchered into pieces.
Well,
For food?
can I gentle repose it and then it's still on the meat so it doesn't smell?
Yeah, if you gentle repose, it will not rot.
Okay.
And of course Happus says, I guess you can use my horse.
That means you get to sit in the wagon with us and
With the dead
butchered
horse.
horse. Yeah, it's a win-win for everyone.
You know Esme's going to sit on the horse's head. I mean, come on.
Dirty? No.
Because she's tiny. Well, I am out of a lot of spell slots.
Okay, so you guys are continuing on your way.
Are we? Or are we gonna rest here? Because
I thought we were gonna rest a little
Is this
bit.
we killed the
we just
basilisk
we just
in the area. We should go back to where we saw the tracks. Because obviously that's where it came from, right?
Mhm.
I would like to bring attention to something very important, and that is my health bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to rest.
Now the question is, are you taking a short rest for an hour so you can spend hit dice to get them back? Or a long rest in this spot, which means roughly about when you finish, it'll be midnight-ish at night.
I think we should just short and keep moving after that.
Sweet. We'll leave it up to my dice rolls. That'll be awesome. I think you
Okay.
guys are gonna leave me behind. Is I think what's gonna end up happening.
How many lay on hands does Happus get?
Lay on hands gives you a static number of how much hit points you can pump into people, or use to remove poison. Oh, that Happus, click
Pump
on
it
your
into
lay on
me?
hands real quick. You can expend 5 from your healing pool to cure a target of disease or neutralize 1 poison. Okay, I was just wanting to make sure that you couldn't have done anything for the petrification.
You guys just walked up and undone it.
Yeah. I
The whole
completely
time.
forgot to lay on hands on that one. I'm like, I don't know if it does that. But yeah, it is great that. Yeah, I'm sure you checked. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Holy hands no more.
All right, all my spell slots are gone.
But yes, the nice thing is with lay on hands is they get a static number and they basically walk up, touch you, and say how many hit points you get back. Instead of rolling dice, which is nice. Though it's not like the old days when they lay on hands and you get everything back. Thank you, World of Warcraft and EverQuest, for ruining that for paladins everywhere. Can you do what? The second part of your ability is you can spend 5 hit points to undo poison and disease, which is why paladins are best to go fight VD scares. Or STDs as they call them nowadays. For a second there I thought VD, guys might not know that one.
Who doesn't? We're all adults here. We know what VD is.
Well, we're of that age bracket that still called it that. And then like the kids of the 90s, they called it the STDs.
I mean, it just kind of depends on how far down the rabbit hole you got, how sticky you got. If you're calling it.
way to choose words there. Is it a sticky burn?
You got some VD, you got an STD.
Okay, you got 9 points of hit points back.
As Twigsy cures your wounds. So you guys take a long rest, which means you can spend hit dice to get hit points back if you want. Don't forget, if you have
Short
abilities...
Short
that
rest. Right?
recharge on short rest, that you get some of those abilities back. Some of you guys do have short rest things.
Who has short rest things? I'm jealous.
Usually it's like wizards and rangers and druids.
So not the little tiny cleric. Got it.
You may have something that you get back on some of your clericy stuff.
I didn't use any of my clericy stuff. I only used regular magic. Jesus magic.
Jesus
Freya
magic.
Magic.
Freya magic. Sorry, I forgot what religion I'm supposed to be. What do I roll? Is it what do I roll to get some more hit points back?
It would be your hit dice. So on your character sheet in the middle, it'll say hit dice, and you roll whatever that dice number is.
4.
So you'd roll. It should be more than 4 for you.
I mean, I'll take more. Am I rolling 46 or no? What am I doing?
So we pull up your character sheet,
Yes.
and on your character sheet where it says current hit points 10,
Yes.
if you look down 2 boxes, it says hit
Yes.
dice D8 4. So you have 4.
Oh, it says
D8s.
D8. Okay.
So you want to click
Sorry.
the down arrow to turn it to a 3, and then click the where it says hit dice. It should roll a D8 for you automatically. So there's your 4.
All right. I'm
And
halfway
then
healed.
add
That's
4
good.
back. As
And
that
then you got-
hour-long rest gets you back.
I'm almost half. I'm good. That's good.
Apis healed you too.
What?
Happus
The
gave you 9
Happus
points.
gave you 15
Is that for
points.
you or for Esme Happus?
Happus, who got those 15 points? Happus is being stoic and leaving us in a sense of weight.
I
So
only
Esme,
saw- it
that's
was-
like 15 more hit points for you.
So if we can get
Aw.
another,
Happus pats you on the head and doses you with hit points.
Well, now I have to go back. Okay, that works.
And remember, there you go. You're at full life then.
I got a little burst of extra energy for a moment, and I ran around the fire, and it burned off, so I'm good.
And Happus now has the little basilisk statue. You know it's worth something.
Yes.
And you guys
No.
take the hour-long rest. You feed the horses since you're taking the rest. Is there anything else you guys do during that hour break of calm and quiet?
I think it's pretty dour around the
We're all
the
quite
camp.
quite upset.
Do we want to do a campfire or no?
For an hour. Nah.
Nah.
Thanks.
Esme's like, fire, fire, fire. Okay, so you guys take an hour rest. It actually pays off. There's no interruptions. Even though you guys made lots of noise in the canyon, lots of noise. Nothing seems to have, crawled out to try to eat you guys during your calm time. You've got the horse loaded up in the wagon and magically ensorcelled so it doesn't rot in the wagon, which would be really bad. And you guys have got Happus's horse hitched up to the wagon now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think Happus rolled a 9 for getting hit dice back. Is that what that number is?
That's a face.
Oh, it's there we go.
It's her angry shrimp.
Angry tiny shrimp. And remember, Happus, if you'd like to roll your hit dice, you can heal one of your hit dice up with damage, because you did take a boulder to the shoulder. Boulder shoulder.
Boulder to the shoulder.
Whoa! See, the paladin knows how to take a breather.
Shit, I almost 3 hit points. I think it'll be okay.
Even the paladin does a shoulder stretch to heal back and looks magnificent doing it. Power nap. And we'll say that that's a good place to wrap it up there.
Wait, how do you do that?
Do what?
Do what?
Okay. Cool, I'm back at full health.
Yay. Oh, Megan,
Yeah.
I found a avatar maker that's making the face You know what, like the face where the cheeks puffed up.
Uh-huh.
I just found one that I'm playing around with avatar makers, and I just found one that's doing that face.
Yes!
I think so. Here, I'm sending it right now. I think
So you can make the smooshy face.
the smooshy face.
The smooshy
At least
face.
that's what the mouth that I'm looking at right now is doing. Also,
Smooshy
I'm going to
face.
be in Phoenix this weekend.
Ooh!
Well,
What are you-
mostly Tempe, Mesa area.
What are you doing?
A friend of mine is coming from St. Louis to visit her mom, and me and Senan are going to be up there visiting her. So we're driving up Saturday, and then we're going to come back on Sunday. So because we're going to spend the night, because I cannot do up to Phoenix and back down to Tucson in the same day.
No, it's
How
far
do you
better to
have-
take the rest.
The two-hand corn dogs up there.
So
The-
Sunday I'm going to Ren
Ah,
Fair,
yes.
but it sounds like you're driving home. Saturday in Phoenix, I'm doing something called porch concerts in like downtown Phoenix area, where this
Okay.
neighborhood like blocks off like drivable traffic, and like the different houses in the neighborhood have different freaking live bands
That
in their
sounds
front
cool.
yards.
Okay,
Isn't it
that's
freaking
awesome. That is.
yeah.
Well, we might check that out because I know we're gonna try and leave early and we're gonna visit her, and I know that H Mart is happening because I'm gonna eat me some omurice, and
Mm.
Mango Rabbit is gonna happen because I'm gonna do that too.
I want to
just
do a pilgrimage to H Mart.
Yeah, we
Just
need
a
to
whole
do
day
that.
there.
We need to do that. We need to do that.
Yes.
So we
I've-
need to find a weekend and we need to hang out. And also, you need to come to my studio.
Yes.
Yes,
I have
this is
the
a thing.
weekdays off.
You have weekdays off?
Yeah, I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off.
Oh,
Ooh.
so you're. Oh well, I know. Well, tomorrow can't happen because I have an embroidery class. But next week.
That's fine. Okay.
Next week. So Tuesday next week, because
Not Tuesday next week, because I have my interview for my
How about
promotion.
Wednesday? Next
Wednesday
week.
works.
Okay.
Next Wednesday.
Yes, next Wednesday we hang out. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. We'll talk later. All right.
Bye.
Okay. I gotta go to sleep because I'm dying. But
All right,
I love
guys.
you guys.
Get some sleeps.
Bye guys. I'll
Good
see
night.
like two sevenths of you, 2/6 of you tomorrow.
Yep.
Except for me because I'm gonna be seeing Batman.
Oh well, then
Yay,
I will see
Batman's
you
so good.
tomorrow, Jim.
Well,
Good
oh.
night, everyone.
Have a good night,
Bye.
guys.
Good night.
Bye.